What's up, everybody? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. Let me know. We're going to have a good old time tonight. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We're going to have a good old time tonight. All right, let's see. Anybody that can hear me, right? Put a 1 in the chat. Because we about to get started. But I do have to make a PSA announcement, right? So, as of this morning, YouTube gave us our first community guideline strike. Although, because it's our first, it is a warning, okay? So, it doesn't affect our channel. But if we get another strike, especially before trying to reapply in the monetization program, okay, that is going to set us further back, okay, into monetization. You know, this has been my third time, okay, trying to get, well, this is going to be my third attempt trying to get monetized. According to YouTube's regulations, if you try to get monetized for a third time and you fail, okay, then getting monetized on YouTube will be, well, sorry, getting monetized will be no more. There will be no more chances, basically. In other words, we will be denied and forever non-monetized or demonetized, however you want to call it. But in order to get demonetized, you have to be monetized first, and then you have to. Anyways, but the point is, it's not a part of the topic. The point is like, you know, we're trying to get into tonight's topic, which is called, all right, let me go ahead and put up, are women too strong for relationships? Okay. And as far as what the, sorry, I do have to go back because I missed something. As far as with YouTube's policies or whatever, just be careful when you're trying to speak about anti-hate and anti-violence, because they will mix those two as opposed to thinking that you're talking about violence and you're promoting it. So I'm just putting it out there. Be careful what you play, who you invite into the platform, and let the people know about YouTube's guidelines, because although we do practice freedom of speech, however, we are under a colonizer's platform, okay? And so with that being said, this is why, okay, I want people to follow us, Knowledge Relationships, on Rumble, okay? Before I get to the main topic, I'm putting this out there for a reason, because you never know. One of these days, we may get a little bit too real, or one of these years, YouTube will switch up on a policy, and then they will retroact. So there's certain videos that may be monetized for now could easily get demonetized, or it could actually give you triple strikes. And after 3 strikes, you're out of here. So don't let that happen to you, because it happened to other content creators before. So I just want to let you guys know, you're a content creator from YouTube. You got to watch out, and you got to make sure that you put your halo on, right? Because you want to make sure that you fully censor your cells, your heathen cells. So be very, very careful, because YouTube is really trying to be super kid friendly. Anyways, so go ahead and follow us on Rumble. If you don't have Rumble, create a Rumble account, because you never know if we'll ever be here on YouTube. Or we may still stream on YouTube, but when we get to like real serious topics, we will have to take our content to Rumble. So I'm just letting you know, okay? Make sure you guys follow us on Rumble. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. You can just easily click that, create a Rumble account. That's it. Follow us. Anyways, so tonight's topic is, are women too strong for relationships? Are they getting too slow? Okay. But let me give a shout out real quick. All right. So shout outs to Adrian Nash. She's tuning into the building. Salutes to Adrian Nash. She says, pardon? Yes, pardon. And then shout outs to Kings and Dreams. She says, big up M3. Salutes to all. Thank you, Kings and Dreams. And then we have, wait a minute. When the raindrops fall from the sky, okay, well, you know what? When the raindrops fall from the sky, oh, my bad, I forgot to mute my phone. When the raindrops fall from the sky, we have a Canadian that is so fly, but she's never so high. She's just as fly as ever. We have Miss, she stole my thunder. All right, salutes to you. She says, just here to cause heart headaches and problems. I mean, much love to the host, guests, and fellow chatters. Thank you, she stole my thunder. And then salutes to Great Pill Podcast. Salutes to the Brody. This is all the pink and symbol. Well, aren't we on our sexy vibe? Pink. Where we see the pink at? This is a red shirt. She stole my thunder. You know, there ain't no pink around here tonight. And if I was wearing close to this pink, it would be lavender. She says, yes, okay. So, all right, everybody can hear me? All right, cool. Yes, what? That's what it is. Salutes to Don GQ. Let me go ahead and get to the topic. We got a lot of people that is giving good comments. So thank you, everybody. He says, oh, wow, that sucks. I'm sure you'll figure things out. And then he says, let's get ready to rumble. Yes, that's right, Don GQ. We are still streaming on Rumble, so definitely. Rumble, a wonderful Canadian company for now, at least. Oh, so Rumble's a Canadian company. See, that's why Rumble is so good. When the raindrops fall, you're too kind. Red, pink, me. All right. So let's get to the topic. All right. Now, of course, you always hear around, in the YouTube space. And, I know we've been talking about guys a lot, for the past 2 or 3 weeks. And some of you guys do deserve it because y'all been off the wall lately, especially, well, I'm not even going to go there with this person, but you know what I mean. So now it's time to kind of switch gears a little bit. All right. Because, not all of us are bad people. We do have a lot of good men out here. But however, it's kind of hard, right, to build relationships with, and here's the thing, don't get it twisted, right? Especially to the women, okay? It's good to be financially independent. It's good to have a strong mind. No, red and pink is not the same, right? But it's good to pretty much get as much education as much as possible, because you'll never know. You'll never know what happens, right? So, and honestly, like, I will actually go for like career-driven type of women. because it motivates me to be a better person. Okay, I'm just saying. But can some careers get in the way with love, relationships, or maybe having a intimidated demeanor? Could that also scare men away? So I got some bullet points, and I'm not trying to stay here for too long, but I'm always the guy that always try to provide solutions. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm doing something wrong with YouTube by doing that, but it is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to show you, okay, a couple of questions, and then it's going to have some solutions as well to it. So let me see if I could blow it up real quick, because I don't want to. I know you guys will probably see like the other questions. So hold on. All right, there we go. All right, so let's see how that will look. Does that look good, everybody? Or should I? Oh, I should put it like that. There we go. Perfect. And then we also have, okay, it's a Hard Knock Life podcast. She says, I'm just here to hear the mess while she's giggling. Well, I'm glad that you tune in, sis. Make sure you get the likes up while you're hearing my mess right now, okay? And then She Stole My Thunder also says, I know I'm a certain kind of woman. I'd rather be single than settle for a man just for the sake of settling. It's unfair to me and him, you know? Let's get the violin, right? Life is not really fair, right? I feel you, She Stole My Thunder. You're a different kind of breed. But then that's what all these other women will say, that they're different. Now, you're a special one, but I can't say for all.
Nope.
Okay? So, the question is, do women... Oh, sorry. Let me blow this up real quick. There we go. Do women's growing career success negatively impact relationships? All right, no, look, I know y'all already saw the solution part to it though, but I want to get you guys' perspective. Listen, we got a lot of ladies up in this chat, right? Like I said, and let me see. Well, I think it's like half and half. But ladies, okay, what do you think? Do you think your growing career, your career advancement and achievements negatively impact relationships? And don't cap. Just like, oh, come on now. But come on, ladies, answer the question. Don't be capping now, right? I know y'all want to say like, the careers ain't got nothing to do with it. And quite frankly, to be so, it really doesn't have much to do with it, but it's the attitude. Or it could be the insecurity of the man. Which one is it? Is it your bad attitude? Or is it our insecurity? Let us know. I want to know up in the chat, And yes, Great Pill, thank you. Yes, we definitely do appreciate the likes. So everybody, get the likes up, okay? And also too, if any of you ladies want to come up, I know y'all ready with the pitchforks, okay, already. Feel free to let me know. I'll send the link probably. But let me show you my idea solution, right? So how can we tackle this? Let's say if there is a issue, right? The solution is open communication and balancing career goals with relationship needs that can lead to a healthy relationship. Healthy partnership. Okay? It could lead into a healthy partnership. All right? Or a healthy relationship, however you want to call it. See, I bet y'all was going to think, and I was going to be like, oh yeah, like down with you scallywags, down with you women that's, achieving these career advancements. Nah, man, like I said, Knowledge Relationships on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, we're all about solutions. And yet again, still follow us on Rumble, by the way. Make sure y'all do that. Okay? We are always about solutions. Okay? We're a solution-based podcast. So we're gonna talk about these issues. We're gonna make sure we're gonna put some solutions on this. She stole my thunder. Says there's a lot that can affect the relationship, including work. I know I'm hard-headed and want things done in a certain way, but if a man shows his way, gets the same results or better, then let's go. Okay, she stole my thunder. She at least she's admitted that she's hard-headed. Okay? But if the right Canadian man or maybe American man comes along, okay, and he could probably change things up. But anyways, tough crowd here. A lot of you guys are really silent. You're not as chatty after the first 17 or 15 minutes. Damn, y'all always be chatty up in the very beginning, like before the goddamn show started. Anyways, let's go with number 2. And let me see if I can blow this up real quick. So, there we go. No cheating. Okay. So, number 2 would be open communication and balancing career goals with relationship needs can lead to... Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Obviously, I cannot blow that up for too long. And let me make sure I don't keep saying the word blow up because, All right, there we go. Okay. Are men intimidated by strong women? Which that's what I kind of said already, right? So, for the men who are intimidated, which if that's the case, y'all need to get over yourselves. The solution is encourage men to appreciate the strength and independence in their partners, fostering an equal partnership. I'm gonna let that marinate. And then what we're gonna do, I'll send you guys an invitation because I want you guys to join the stream. So if you guys are watching this, okay, salute to everybody who's tuned in, who's getting the likes up. Feel free to join in. I actually want to have a discussion. Let's have a conversation about this. Okay? And I'm also going to send this to Rumble. So those who are watching on Rumble, feel free to come up. Now, we have the brother Ruthless Truth in the building. Hold on, let me fix that real quick. There we go. Hold on for a second. Ruthless Truth, what up, my brother? How you doing?
We beat again.
What up? What up?
What up? What up?
Nothing much, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. So, tonight's topic, I'm for sure it's a topic of your favorite. Are women too strong for relationships?
Too strong for relationships?
Yeah. Basically, man, it could be a variety of anything, right? It could be their career. It could just be their attitude. Or maybe someone just downright damn manly. Or both.
Well, I think it's better. You said, are women too strong for relationships? Or better word for it, or I think they're, in my opinion, I think they're too weak. Right? Because they're not built for they're not built for the long haul, right? So women divorce more than men, obviously, that number. So because they can't sustain, right? They can start a relationship, they get a man, but to keep it intact, they're just not built for it. They are living in the delusion, believing the illusion of happiness in Disneyland.
Oh, so okay.
Right. So therefore women think in their minds, in their mindset of all these things they grew up and have fostered about men and relationships, and not understand there's a struggle that comes with this. For every relationship has a struggle, no matter No matter if you're wearing a guy who's submissive or a guy who's strong, right? It's always going to be a struggle. And the struggle is part of the growth. And with struggle comes growth, and with growth comes long-standing and long-lasting empires are built among these things, right? Learning how to be tolerant, learning how to forgive, and move on, right? Not just forgive, but just move on and focus on the here and the now. Learning how, understanding that you're part of the problem, right? All those things are the prerequisite to making a marriage or a relationship that is, I would say, healthy, last. And once again, women are now, in my opinion, they're more like picking money over love, money over kids. They've become more delusional about the monogamy thing, right? Knowing that ain't nobody perfect. They're not perfect, but they expect to have the things the way they want it. And if they can't have it exactly the way they want it, then they will burn the house down, right? They will burn the house down. And it's not just monogamous. It's all about not over-talking. It's not man being the head of the household. All these things, right? Women are challenging at 50-50. They want the same. They want to be looked at as the same. And this is what they're not getting in most of these relationships are I would say, marriages. This is why they're leaving and filing, because they rather die alone than to not achieve the equality and to achieve almost something that's impossible is someone to be totally 100% faithful for a lifetime, or it's just an impossible thing to accomplish. So therefore, they're the weaker ones. They're too weak. They're the ones leaving the most. So they're the weaker. They're giving up. They're giving up. They're not fighting for the love which they signed up for, right? Even though we have wedding vows, right? We know what they call wedding vows. Now, wedding vows don't only apply to a wedding, right? They're applied to relationships, right? Because you're basically, when you're into a relationship, right, you are pretty much married, just the paperwork, right? So therefore, the wedding vows specifically state, till death do us part, good times and bad times, for richer or poor, right? It specifically states something. I'm talking about it's clear and I'm sure women are very, very, very educated and they're very understanding, but they don't want to hold up that part. They don't want to hold that part of the contract to with honor. So they become selfish. They become more selfish and say, forget the vow I took, forget the vows we took. And I'm not saying men don't do it. Some men do it, but since we're talking about women, right? Women typically, they will burn down the house, to vow everything, and throw it all out so they can feel in their mind that they're achieving happiness at the expense of others.
Well, damn, you really said like a mouthful. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna give you one pushback question, okay?
Yeah.
And salute to like Lady E. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Before I get back to the questionnaires, okay? Yeah, she says we are achieving happiness, but not at your own expense. All right. So here's my thing, right? If let's just say like women are only like money driven, like can you kind of say like they don't really respect us as men? Okay, good. Can you say like more like, okay, do you agree to more like women don't really respect us at the end of the day?
Don't respect us?
Yeah, as men.
I will say this, right? I believe a woman do respect men in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it comes with a condition. It's a conditional respect. It's not like, right? It's more like, okay, I respect you. Now you got those from friend zone and all that. But now when it comes to relationships and marriages, right? This respect is conditional. And the conditions are, I respect you if you do everything right. That's that I want in my, because us men, we understand that nobody's perfect, so we're a little bit, we're tough around the skin. So we're just not gonna just burn the house down because something went wrong or something didn't happen, right? But women, they will, because once again, they become more in tune with their happiness. And a lot of this is the system. A lot of this is America, right? The child support system is I mean, they have every incentive to leave, right? They're not shamed. They're actually congratulated, and they actually are rewarded the netto, right? So it is in there, and they always get the kids pretty much. Not every time, but for the most part, 90%, 96% of the time they're getting the kids. So when they're making that, put it like this, right? The respect thing, right? We go back to this respect thing, right? When you take the wedding vows, you have to respect the person you're getting married to, correct? I mean, we have to agree with our getting in a relationship with. You respect them. But where is that respect lost at, though, is the question, right? The respect is lost in, well, I respected you because there was a condition behind this respect. This is not something that is afforded to you for free, right? You got to be the breadwinner. If you're not the breadwinner, the woman's not going to respect you, right? She's going to leave you. She will leave you, all right? Okay. You have to, if you become, let's just say you break to her and become more feminine, right? And become more emotional, she will leave you. So, oh no, I can't be with them, right? We both emotional, right? They're out, right? If you're, let's say you like to party a little bit, like you like to do maybe in that flirt with women and stuff like that, and a couple times you go too far, they will leave you, right? Because that is a non-negotiable. So because they lose the respect for you, when they lose respect for you, they lose respect for everything y'all built. All because you were being something that you naturally are, which is imperfect. And for women to think that they can marry a perfect person pretty much in every aspect is virtually impossible. So therefore, the respect is lost because of selfish ambition, selfish stuff to make them feel happy. Oh, why don't you make me happy, right? When happiness is subjective, right? That can come and go in and out. But what makes the love last and what makes the relationship strong is respect, especially for the men, right? So that's my answer on that point.
Oh, okay. You said happiness is subjective. Oh, okay. All right. So from what I gather, right, I got a lot, but let me kind of condense this a little bit with a couple of questions and a few statements before I kind of get into like the main topic of things, right? Okay. Can we as men kind of blame women, right? And no, this is not me putting my cape on or whatever, right? But if a woman is having these demands that you're saying, right? And let's say they want it all and they're not going to respect you because like you're not making more than them. You're not doing the perfect things that they want. Could we really get upset with the way how they're acting? You know what I mean? Like, and we know subjectively, not all of them have that type of mindset, but we could fairly say maybe the majority of them have that type of mindset. But if that's the case, right, could we really blame women or could we blame ourselves? And the reason why I'm asking this question is because, like, you know, with these conditions about in order to gain a woman's respect, you got to do all these things. But then, you know, let's kind of compare, right? Let's be honest and kind of compare to, like, you know, things that's been happening already, like, especially like in the manosphere space. You have a lot of black men that is caping over a loaf of Wonder Bread. And, you know, and here's the thing. Even though, like, a lot of shit that she said was stupid, but I think that God kind of put her into that space to kind of expose what a lot of brothers really think. We talk about we supposed to come together, as black men to be unified and actually make a difference, so our women could respect us, and we could also build a unity where each and every one of us can learn how to advance in personal growth, achievements. Like, here's the thing, we gotta be real with ourselves. Most of the stuff we do it for women. So by a large collective, a group that gets together to talk about these issues and to try to form a brotherhood, it seems like what I've been seeing lately is that a lot of these dudes been divided over someone that's not even the color of the skin. And what I'm always hearing is, and I'm like I said, I'm not talking about you. I'm just pretty much like, talk about the argument of it. A lot of these dudes that talk about these type of women, especially black women, are not really respecting their own fellow brother. And so when they're not really respecting their own fellow brother, you're going to have a whole bunch of unruly black women. But then it's like, when you see them submit to a white man, we still get irate about that. And we kind of wonder, like, well, how the hell that these bitches could not respect us, but then, they could respect, like, the other man. Well, the other man has a unity, and they have like a code. A lot of stuff you don't even really know what the code is about, because they don't really broadcast it like that. They form up the groups, they get together, they find solutions, and that's why I'm trying to implement everything that literally like makes sense. Like, how can we actually advance and move on forward to it? Which, like I said, I'm glad that you said those valid points, though. Preach that quick, devil in the blue dress. Salutes to Not Your Cute Cookie. Thank you for tuning in. All right, I gotta give the air horn. But we're gonna get back into that, because like, you do have some good valid points. Don't get it twisted. But I know I gotta keep up with the topic, right? Can women maintain their strength and independence in relationships? Okay. Can women maintain their strength and independence in relationships? Meaning, you have the ones that says like, look, I'm a strong woman. I'm strong. I'm swole, Some will be like, I don't need no man. And then others will be like, what's that? How does that Beyonce song go? Like, independent, something like that. You know what I mean? I can't remember it, because I don't even listen to Beyonce's music. Sorry, Beehive, but I don't listen to that trash. But
Beyonce, Women Rule the World.
Yeah, or isn't that song? That was a song called Independent or whatever, right?
That's the one.
I don't. Okay. Or woman.
Let's talk about Women Rule the World.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the song then. And what's the name? Sierra has a song about like female liberation and independence and all that other BS, right? Yeah. But the thing is, can a woman maintain her strength and independence in relationships? And you probably already see the solution on that, because it is attached like to it. But before I read that, what do you guys think? What do you think, Ruthless Truth? What do you think?
If a relationship, for it to be, I would say, healthy, then, right? And when you're in a relationship, you're codependent automatically, right? Okay. When you enter into an agreement with each other, you guys become codependent emotionally, financially.
I like that. Financially.
Everything else, right? It's a codependency. So when one is trying to see, us men, we are good at this is where we're savvy at, right? We're very savvy at this. Once we find the apple of our eye, and you can feel me in three on this. Once we find the apple of our eye, we already know that, okay, I'm ready to take on this responsibility as being codependent, right? Yeah. But emotional support for everything else there is to offer. Now, independence is definitely a death of codependence, correct? Right? It's a death of codependence, meaning a house divided against itself can't stand. So therefore, if we are into an agreement to be codependent, but yet you're trying to push independence, that is going against the foundation on which we're trying to build, right? Because we're trying to build a codependency foundation. I mean,
I like that. Okay, keep cooking.
Right. So I'm not trying to go out. You don't want me to go out to another woman to get more emotional support. That's what you're there for, right? I'm codependent on you for that, and vice versa, you to me. And financially, say I don't want you going to another man talking about, can I borrow some money? I want you to come to me, your husband. Okay, and I'll make that happen. So codependency is the foundation to build any long-lasting, long-standing partnership. I would say relationship, right? Now, independence, right? Independence is right cancer. It's cancer to the growth and the development of the relationship to reach its full potential. Because now every time that you're trying to take a step up to become codependent of each other, if one is fighting for the independence, then that's basically saying that's being selfish, right? That was what we find as being selfish. And once become selfish, then you start being what? Selfless. And any codependency relationship has to be derivative of selflessness on both parts, right? We share everything I got. We share everything with each other, vice versa, right? But now once you put the independence in it, that's the cancer that eats it up. That eats up the codependency. Now, instead of growing together, you're growing apart. Well, as soon as you say, oh, well, I need you to get that bank account over to me. I'm going to have to run all the money together. No. That's my money. I earned it. Now we're not moving as a team. Now we are divided, right? You have your thing and I have my thing. So these are things not conducive to success in long term.
So let me ask you this though, right? Because the chat is getting spicy up in there, right? And look, I open the truth. I open people's opinions, but I do also encourage, okay, if anybody feels a certain type of way, I encourage you guys to come up and have your discussions about this, because we want to, like I said, man, look, all right, I got my notes out ready, all right, we're going to be having a good time, and hell, I don't know if I might even be up here for too long anyways, though. I try to push it to like an hour, you know what I mean? But yeah, feel free to. And yes, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. All right? Go more. Salutes to Mr. Best, and salutes to Lady E. If you want to be violent, be violent, But we also have, hold on, I got to bring up the sophisticated jerk up in the building.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
What's up, man? Good to see you, sophisticated jerk. Good to see you, my brother. Let me see if I could move this up here real quick, because we do got some other chats as well too. Later Fall says there needs to be a bit of independence. Otherwise, what else would you talk about if your hobbies and jobs are exactly the same? Okay. Oh, for sure. Let me see how this looks. I'm playing around with this a little bit, but actually, okay, I kind of like this little setting. But sophisticated jerk, man, good to see you, man. Glad that you're up here.
Good to see y'all. I was listening in, so I think y'all hit some good points. But I think women can operate independent and still be successful. So I think sometimes, there's like two definitions within a definition. So it's like if you look at independent, it just means like you don't require the other person for like resources. So if a female is, getting money and she's using it towards the house to uplift it, it's like independence wouldn't be a bad thing in that situation. And I think sometimes when we think of strength, there's no it's not bad for a female to be strong. I think what people get the word confused about strong is combativeness. You know, they're two separate words. So if somebody's combative, then yeah, that would be an issue. But strong is not the issue with, you know, females. So I think sometimes like there is some insecurities based in it. We was actually having, I forgot, a couple days ago, me and Manic was on somebody's panel and we had this conversation about women working. And, you know, a lot of the guys, they flat out were saying like, hey, we're kind of insecure. You know, we want our females to be broke to a certain degree because it gives us like leverage in that relationship.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. You know, that kind of tied into, you know, it's a question too, because I did ask, like, are men intimidated by strong women? And, you know, if so, I just advise that, hey, you know, ladies, if you do pick that up, please encourage your men to appreciate the strength and independence in their partners, fostering an equal partnership.
Well, like Ruth was saying before, I don't think it's the word strong, but I do think when women start making money, you know, I think people who make money in general have less tolerance of bullshit, I would say, because, you know, they can exit off and they don't need somebody, you know, they don't have a duress mindset. So when females are making more money, they can jump off because, you know, they no longer have to stay with a man, you know, like in a traditional marriages back in the day, you know, even though, you know, you can have two people that don't even like each other, but they kind of stay with each other out of necessity. So in a way, you know, nowadays females getting resources, they kind of, if they're with you, they want to be with you because they don't need you in that capacity. So it's actually better. You know, I would want somebody to actually want me versus, you know, looking at me as like, damn, I hate this guy. He get on my nerves, but you know, I can't, you know, get away from him because I'll be damn near homeless or something. So, but
hey, sophisticated jerk. But I'm saying women are saying these days, right, that they don't need a man. Period. That's what they believe. They're truly. This is a renowned statement. This is an umbrella, right? And you saying that, oh well, she has a career and money is stronger, makes her better. How? When once again, she becomes attached to that. See, codependency is a success to growth of any relationship, right? But if she's taking that codependency and depending on money and her career and all the things outside of you, then as time goes on, you become less and less significant, right? Because most of the time, if you're taking care of most of the bills and you're the man of the house, she's just stacking up her trees and she's putting all her stuff together. Now, if everything goes wrong, she knows I can get out of here and I'm going to win. So she's incentivized on top of that. So therefore, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's just my opinion, right? And speaking of black people, this is the richest we ever been in the history of America more than any time, as far as in America, right? And our community is not better, right? Our families are broken. It's an epidemic out here. So I don't see how you saying it's better when we have facts, basis, studies, everything say that now, in this time, in this day and age, the family, and this speaking of nuclear family, and speaking correct to black people, are in the worst shape ever. Make that make sense?
Well, because the way you're looking at it is just like, that means somebody didn't develop a strategy for the household. You didn't lay out a plan. So it's like if both of y'all are getting resources, and you're, you know, for example, it's like two paychecks are better than one if you use it the right way. So it's like if you're paying down your debt, that means you're saving money, not paying interest on stuff. So if for example, like say you can pay a house down in 10 years versus 30, you're going to save yourself probably about like $200,000. So if your female's on board with that plan, that's you see, that's what I'm saying. That's where it's going to help you out in the long run. So sometimes it's like, man, you got to take lead and you got to be like, hey, this is what we're going to do because this is going to save us money in the long run. So, you know, if you develop that plan and then you're also, you know, uplifting that woman in that same capacity and you're giving her that knowledge, you know, that's when that leadership.
What do you say about Tom Brady did?
Where is the church music? Where is the church music?
Wait, hold on, Lady E, right? I was waiting for this moment, right? And I'm glad that you're up because now I gotta play your theme song since you chose violence tonight by not showing those dimples.
Now everybody is saying hold on, but y'all know E control that shit, so hold the fuck up.
Hold up.
ladies and gentlemen, we have Lady E in the building. So let me go ahead. I'm going to just get this ready, okay, YouTube? So please be advised that what we discuss is not political, clinical, financial, medical, nor legal advice. This is for entertainment, information, and entertainment purposes only. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and share the videos. And also, please follow us on Rumble, okay? Because it may get hot up in here. You never know. And also, please be advised, right? The opinions of our panelists, guests, and chat, it's not necessarily the viewpoints of knowledge and relationships. I gotta make sure I put that disclaimer up here because you never know. Lady E is in the building. So, how you doing, Lady E?
I'm doing well. Okay. Hello to everyone on the panel.
Hello, Lady.
Hello. So, Lady E, I'm gonna let you, get a piece so you could kind of say whatever you want to say. This is open for whatever that comes to your mind.
All the smoke.
So you about to get the smoke. I've been watching you for some time, Mr. Ruthless Truth, and I really feel like you just don't like women, period. I have never heard you say anything positive about women, and that's pathetic. Like, you just complain all the time. I have never, not once, heard you say anything positive about women. I heard you complain about your relationships. I hear you complain about the structure of households. And I feel like you're complaining based off of personal experiences. And if you're in a terrible situation, why don't you just get out of it?
Just to answer that, right? I've never talked about my relationship on this panel, right? But to answer your other stuff, I'm just going by what I see with my own eyes, right? Not here, the number, there's a whole bunch of people see the same thing I see. It ain't just me. So I do love women. I love women. Right? I have kids, I have a daughter, right? I have a mother, grandmothers. Right? All I'm saying is the structure which we once held at one point that made us strong, right? And the structure was the man over the house, the woman, she was the keeper of the house, right? And we worked good together. I was the first line of defense, right? Protector, and she was the nurturer. Those things we worked so well together. Now, today, it's everybody's chasing careers. And because we're chasing so much money and careers, we're forgetting about the family. And the families are being punished because now they're separating, single moms, right? And everybody's everywhere. Nobody knows what to stand on. There's no structure anywhere. And everybody points the finger at everybody. Now, I'm not going to say it's all y'all fault. I'm not saying it's all the women's fault. We men, we have our due. We've done our dirty. But because of the topic, which Mr. M3 has taught tonight, is can a woman be strong in a relationship? Too strong. And she can't be too strong because she needs to let her man be the lead and she needs to be the soft point of affection. Now, can she step up and say, hey, I'm the backbone with you, baby. We're going to ride this together? Yes, that is a strength which is very much desired by us men. We want our woman to step up and say, hey, yeah, let's do this. I'm not going nowhere. If you need me to do what you need me to do. And that's what's desired. But now to overtalk me or to challenge me when I'm weak or when things are going wrong, or to always judge me when I mess up, or to burn the house down as soon as you feel like you're unhappy, is to me a failure in communication. We're failing in structure, and it's particularly the Black people I'm talking about. This is who I live around. We are not doing that well. We're not building greatness here. We're everywhere, right? And we're just, in my opinion, it's kind of a losing battle, because we are in these YouTube spaces, us men and women are trying to work this out. We're trying to talk it out. Hey, we want women in the house. We want to marry our women. We want to build legacies. We want things. But it's kind of hard to do when people are prioritizing selfish ambitions above that which is family and conducive to great structure. We don't pass each other. We don't have legacy. We ain't passing nothing down each other. I got my money, you got your money, and whatever. Women are saying, well, if you cheat on me, If you're infidelity, I'm leaving you. I don't care. We got 4 kids. I don't care if we built an entire village. I'm out. And now we're going, and then she's going to court, and then all we just left in, the kids now are confused. And now they're doing what they want to do. So therefore, I'm not, but once again, I'm not blaming only women. This is both of us in this, right? We in this together. But
exactly, we in it together, but I'm hearing this, women is always the one who is typically the one who's filing for the divorce. And I hear the term irreconcilable differences, but do you understand what falls under the term irreconcilable differences in the court of law?
Yeah. I
that includes infidelity.
Yeah, I understand that.
That includes, a husband going out and making a baby with someone else. That includes an alcoholic husband. That includes a drug abusing husband. All of those things fall under that. And you have to understand that those things in most states is not a crime. And so he's not going to be going to trial. The spouses are not going to trial. So there's no having to prove anything to a judge. It's just the marriage fell apart due to irreconcilable differences.
Okay, so
meaning y'all couldn't work it out.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. Like I said, we both have our partners, but once again, we could work it out. We can. It's just that we don't want to.
You could. It takes 2 people to work it out. So if you have one person that wants to work it out and the other person still wants to do what they want to do, it's not gonna work out. If I'm married to a man and he is consistently cheating on me, and every time he cheats on me and he gets busted, he comes back and say, "Oh, I will never do it again." And 2 weeks later, he turns around and do it again. And he comes back again and he apologizes and he brings the flowers and he does it again a couple months down the road. Who's the idiot?
Well, now we gotta get into talk about nature, right? So I'm gonna say this, right? When wedding vows are clearly stated, right? Till death do us part. Good times and bad times, for richer or for poorer, right? It doesn't say, well, only if he does this or if she does that. It's for eternal. You get married forever. But we want to back out the deal because we're trying to, or I would say this, the delusional part of men and women, and I would say this on both ends, is to think that somebody's going to be perfect for 30, 40 years. I'm never going to do the things you don't think is, I would say, things that you are non-negotiables or stuff that you feel that is so wrong. But guess what? It's all wrong. We all have imperfections about us. It's one person, well, I'm going to focus on your imperfection. Well, what about your imperfection? Well, mine ain't as big as yours. Y'all overtalk you, but you're cheating.
So I guess if my husband's cheating on me and he's making babies with other women and now the money is coming out the household because we have to take care of these other kids that don't belong to me, I'm supposed to stick with that till death do us part because he can't keep his dick in his pants and he can't wrap it up? Like, let's be real. You're hurting the family finances at that point in time. Like, you can't be upset because someone filed for a divorce when someone else is being careless. Because a man running around, or even a female running around, sleeping around with other people, you're bringing other issues into the household. You can bring in sexually transmitted diseases, and some of them can be terminal. But we're supposed to stay there till death do us part while one person is being careless.
So then, once again, if you want to marry something like that, you need to marry God, because ain't no man or woman gonna be perfect. I don't care. So why get married, right? You're gonna tell me to understand the words you're reading and say, "Oh well," because these words, well, y'all didn't agree with.
Well, I guess if that's the case, then if a woman cheats on her husband, then the husband needs to get over it. But we know y'all don't get over that.
We're supposed to work it out. We're supposed to work it out.
I'm gone. Real quick,
guys,
yeah, you're supposed to exercise self-control at a certain point, whether it's male or female. And
Thank you.
Just kind of going back to what you're saying, Ruthless, it's just like there is a lot of chaos in the community, but that's one of the factors. And it's just like if you're sitting there, you're kind of undisciplined and you're out there, you're chasing other women. That's time you could have been spent, like building yourself up to bring in more resources, like I see a lot of people, male and females I work with, and a lot of them, they're looking at it like, hey, if we both work, we're putting our kids in private school, you know, we're both contributing to 401k plans so we both can retire. You know, we're investing in other things. We're buying real estate properties. So it's just like, man, if you're sitting around, you're playing around on your family, man, you're hurting your own family.
Who are you talking about? Sophisticated, who are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying in general. You mentioned like the community being in chaos and you're not seeing families together, but it boils down to like self-control and stuff and that discipline.
Self-control, but Sophisticated, I have a question for you. You tell me. I just want you to answer this question.
Yeah.
In the history of mankind, right? Who has been perfect?
No, it's not about perfection, but it's just like certain things you can't control.
You can't remember. You can't pick and choose, right? You can't pick and choose what your profession is going to be. Right? If you're born,
yeah, but I can pick and choose if I want to stay in a relationship with someone that's making careless, stupid mistakes over and over again.
I would say this, lady, to your point, and you're just going to be going in one big circle because the next person you get is going to be the same way, imperfect in some way that you're going to be unhappy with, and it's going to keep going. This is why a lot of women are being single now. Because
I haven't went back in that circle though.
Yeah, because you got out of it.
Exactly, and I never got myself back in that same chaos again because I did better at choosing a partner.
And you also got to understand, if you're looking for somebody righteous who's going to uphold the law and correct, you got to marry God. You got to be married to God.
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Someone who's being careless and doing what they want to do, and like Sophisticated Jerk said, they don't have self-discipline. You're talking about you're supposed to stick through it through thickness and thin, sickness and in hell till death through us part.
That's what you signed up
But
for.
there comes a point where you draw the line.
But the question is that what you signed up for?
If I get married and my husband, you know, something happens and he becomes an alcoholic and he becomes abusive and he's drinking and he's beating me, I'm supposed to stay through that?
Yes. And pray to God.
What?
Real quick, I got a question for you.
So you know what that tells me, Mr. Ruthless? I think you're part of the problem.
Wait. Let's okay, hold on. Let's pause. Sophisticated Jerk does have something he want to say. So go ahead, Sophisticated Jerk.
Yeah, just a quick question. So Ruthless, if you was married and a female cheated on you, you'll work that out?
What you say?
Said if a female cheated, your wife cheated on you, you was married.
Oh yeah, we married. You got kids. Oh yeah, we working it out. Jeff do his part.
All right, Cookie.
And that dude, he better get out of town. I promise you, because this is my wife, this is my house, and I'm gonna fight for this.
So you wouldn't just be mad at
him?
You took the oath for him.
Man up. I don't care about going to jail. I don't care about the court.
So
if my house is violated. Right,
she slept with him. She betrayed you.
One question led to a whole bunch of anger and hostility. Come on, man.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Sophisticated Drake, I think he was going to ask me a question.
Yeah, I was going to ask you the same question. Would you stick it out if
Look. If that was what happened to me, right? I'm gonna be like this.
Hold on. If it's up, then it's stuck, man.
And then I would just be out. Ain't no way, hell. Okay, look. Unless
Ruthless, you're a better man than me. I'll be on eHarmony that night.
Here it is.
Right. Look. I will have to wait. Hold on. I will have to revise the contract. Okay, like if you're gonna do that type of stuff, right? Then we're gonna have to have something that is more open and relatable, right? Whereas I'm doing the same thing. Other than that, you could have whoever you want to have. I will be out.
My man Big Rig said he's out. Shout out to Big Rig.
Work it out. I got to work it out, man.
Yeah, work it out when you get HIV and AIDS and all other issues.
Gotta work it out. Tell Jeff do his part.
Ruth is tapping on that one. I don't know about that, Ruth.
Y'all see, this is the thing, right? We all are living, or a lot of people are living this delusion of Disneyland. Oh, happily ever after.
I think the only person delusional right now is you.
No, I'm not delusional. I'm actually realistic. I understand that nobody's perfect. I understand that it's going to take work. I understand there's going to be bumps in the road.
I never said not one time anybody was perfect.
But I'm saying though, as soon as the imperfection kicks in, you ready to leave. You ready to leave. As soon as the imperfection kicks in, you ready to leave. So
and part of wisdom is learning from your mistakes. So if there's no growth, something's wrong with you. You got to go.
But we're all sinners. We're all sinners. So you see it all the time. How you gonna
see? That's like minor imperfections, ruthless, and I think the cheating that's some major stuff, man. Like that means that dude was like spitting at your girl for a while because them feelings had to build up to a point where she was like, "Yeah, nah, I couldn't do it."
There were kings who had multiple wives and concubines throughout history. Forever, it's been this way.
And guess what? They all had money and they all could afford all the wives and concubines. That's the difference.
Okay, guys, I gotta bring somebody up here real quick. So again, I'm going to play this brother's theme song.
Since we want to bring the Bible up in here, we can do that too.
Okay, this is gonna get a little spicy, but in the meantime,
hold on. If it's up, then it's stuck, man.
we got Big Riggs in the building.
Yeah, I like that intro, man.
What's up, lady? Big Riggs got the cape on, man. I see it, man.
I got the cape on. Hey, that's why I came up here, man, because I just had to really see how far you gonna go tonight, bro. I'm just up here listening, man. I ain't even got to say nothing.
I really came in like this.
I'm trying to see how far you go, brother.
I see. As soon as you came out, I said, "Oh, he got the cape on."
And I see he got the jump on me real fast. You feel me?
He got his Iron Man shield ready though. I'm just saying,
man. No, I just came up to listen to y'all though, man. That's real.
Yeah,
we need to call it is what it is. Ain't no way.
DQ.
You can change the nature of man. By nature, man like more than one woman. It's just the way it is. You can put on the show for these women. Oh, well, self-discipline, dick discipline, all that shit. That's just talking points to try to get you something so you can get some next time. But truth is, we see women we want. Now, to M3's point, we're not always going to go chasing after every woman like that's because she look good. I'm not going to do that. But the point is, if it does happen, right, or if something, see, when you get in a relationship or a marriage, which is pretty much the same thing, you have to understand what's at stake. You have to understand all the parameters of everything that's coming. It's not an easy road, man. And America, right, this country that we live in, is definitely not a conducive country to building families. They are anti-family, right? So they are pushing women to leave if they can, and men to, hey, whatever, go your way, go my way. And look at the results. Look at the results we have. Now we're here on these spaces. Kevin Samuels, right? We go on down the line, right? They're saying, hey, how can we work this out? Everybody's looking for a way out instead of trying to work it out. And how you work it out is you got to stay where you lay. Regardless, I know it's hard. I know it sounds a little tough. My man cheating on me, or my woman, she always lying to me, or she's drunker. But the apple of your eye.
More drunk.
The apple of your eye, you got, sometimes you're going to have to fight for it. And if you're not ready to fight for your love and it's a structure which you two have built together, just because.
But everything you just described, that is not love. Had that ever dawned on you? That's not love.
Love. You married for love.
It's not.
What are you married for then?
But the other person is not loving their other one if they're continuing to do the same thing that hurts them and destroys the family and destroys the household over and over and over again. So there's a misconception of what love is, and that is not love.
You can love more than one person, Lady E. That's without a doubt.
I never said that.
Okay, then. So if he can,
I never said that.
He can love you.
I never said that.
he can love you and another woman.
So if a man is abusing me and he's beating me,
okay,
and he's spitting on me and all of this other stuff, does he love me? I'm still supposed to stay through that, through all the black eyes, the busted nose, broken nose, all of that. That's all love.
Okay, so
please explain that to me.
Okay, let's talk about that. First of all, we need all the surroundings. Are you getting in his face? Are you being aggressive as well? Both of you are at each other's face. One-sided, right? Did you throw the pot at him and then he came back and hit you, right? You got a black eye, or did you, right? So we know that.
I said he. I didn't say both sides were being aggressive. I said he. Or it could be she, because I don't condone violence at all, because I do know women hit on men, and that's not acceptable. And if a man is going through that, then he needs to leave.
And also, Lady E, one more thing.
Because that's how people lose their lives in marriages and relationships, because they stay stuck in that because they're too afraid to leave. So till death do you part. That's what you really mean, literally? Stay in your relationship until your significant other kills you? Have you lost your fucking mind?
Wait, lady, we can't say that word.
Talk that talk, though, Lady E. Lady E talking that talk, though.
No.
Yeah, hold on for a second.
Damn, this peanut butter and jelly sandwich is bomb as hell, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you know what?
Jiffy or Skippy?
Can I respond, Lady E? First of all, less than 1%.
Nah,
less than 1%
organic, homie, organic.
Wait, Rufus, hold on for 1 second, guys, right? We gotta make sure we can't say that word. It's a trigger word for YouTube, and last time somebody came up and said a panel start using those words excessively, it pretty much shut the whole channel down. So we're trying to avoid strikes, because YouTube is a kid-friendly network, so keep it kid-friendly. But yes, I do appreciate the smoke though. So go ahead.
So I'm gonna say to Lady E, response to Lady E. First of all, death in relationships is less than 1% of all murder. It's rare, right? Most people divorce and leave.
It still happens.
It happens. I mean, come on, lady. A lot of stuff happens. But what I'm saying is, most of the time in these relationships, right? Can we all agree? I know we can all agree with this. Words mean things, right? You can you can say things that can move a nation. Words are very strong. Ask Donald Trump what he said about the insurrection, right? When he said those words. Words have meaning. Words can make people happy. Words can make people angry. And words can make people react out of emotion. So, once again, most of the time in these cases, in these so-called abuse cases, it's not really abuse. It's really a fight. Words are said. Hurtful words are said, right? Most men are going to restrain from hitting a woman if they possibly can. They're never intended to just, let's wake up in the morning and just beat my woman. Oh, yeah. Now let me go put on my boxing gloves. No, they're going about their day. Then an argument breaks out. A fight breaks out. Words are said. Then words are used. And sometimes it's pushed to a point to where an emotional response with physicality comes behind it. So let's keep it real. It ain't just they're just beating women up just because they can. That's not the case here.
It's still not a healthy relationship. It's still a toxic relationship that needs to end.
Well, wait now. Once again, lady, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this. In any conducive relationship to build, right? When you enter in an agreement, right? Because nobody just wants to throw away their emotional investment, right? It's just not that easy, right? Everybody's supposed to leave, right? The right thing, just leave. But when you get
he's saying you may have to get your ass whipped a little bit, but it's still love.
That's basically what he's saying.
I mean,
that is basically what he's saying.
But not every relationship is like that, though, Lady E. Not every relationship.
I didn't say every relationship, but you're stuck on. We gotta stick it out, and we brought up all the different examples of people being careless in relationships, whether they're sleeping around or they make poor choices with money or whatever it may be. And you keep saying we gotta stick it out, but it takes two people to work things out. So if one person doesn't think anything is wrong with them, but another person sees what the issue is, and we can't find a common ground, you gotta separate.
But now, here we go. Now, this is where it messes up. Now, you're going to be scorned, right? And every guy after that is going to be catching it. he's not gonna never.
No. So the thing that wait, hold up. No. So this is where I'm about to correct you, because like you said, everybody's not the same. Everybody's not the same, and some people when they go out of relationships, they.
Lady E. Pause for 1 second. Just pause. I'm gonna let you get your point over. Pause. Look, whoever in the comments, man, keep it respectful. No insults, none of that other bullshit. All right, I will time you out personally or block you. Go ahead, E.
Everybody is not the same. You have some people, they will jump from relationship to relationship like a bee runs from a freaking flower to a different flower.
Okay, I agree with
Not
that.
everybody does that. Some people go, now people are coming out of relationships and they're going into therapy and they're doing the things that they,
Lady E, you know why that is? Because they don't think they're part of the problem. That's why they keep leaving, because they don't think they're the part of the problem. Oh
my God.
Yeah.
So the person that leaves,
leaving.
Basically what you're saying is the person that leaves the relationship is the problem.
No, what I'm saying is the person that leaves the relationship don't think they're part of the problem. That's a different situation. Meaning it takes two to tango. Okay? And the other one who's leaving is pointing the finger at the other one. Oh, it's his fault. Oh, it's her fault. But really, it's both of y'all's fault. So you might as well work that shit out.
But I never said that it was one person's fault.
Well,
I never not once said that.
Right, but when you leave, when you say, hey, I want a divorce, you're letting them know that it's his fault. You're not going to tell him it's your fault. You're saying it's his fault. And you're also not
I'm saying I did all I can and I'm done.
Say it, M3. Say it, M3. Don't think it. Say it.
No, we got the time up there. I'm gonna give everybody a chance before we move on with this.
So, bottom line, all I'm saying is this, right?
We got less than a minute to go.
We have more than enough. We have more than enough evidence that's inconclusive. That's not argumentable. That we're not better off as the divorce rate and leave each other. It's not. We're not better off. It's actually we're worse off as a community, especially in blacks, right?
Okay.
We are not in a great. People shine upon the way we carry ourselves because the Asians aren't leaving each other like that. The whites aren't leaving each other like that. Right? We the only ones.
You know what needs to happen? It sounds like both sides need to step their game up.
There it is there. There it is there. Ain't no need to add to that.
All right, so moving forward.
Yes.
Since this shit ain't really going nowhere. But see, this is why we're always gonna be stuck, right? With this fearless gender war and everybody playing victim to this bullshit. But we have Queen Forever 2K in the building.
That's right.
So
Welcome
Queen
properly. Hi, y'all good.
Hello, Queen.
What's up?
Hello. So, Queen, the title of this topic is, are women too strong for relationships? Okay? So, and we're on number 3, right? Can women maintain their strength in, actually, matter of fact, hold on. Excuse me. Number 4. Do traditional gender roles hinder women's strength in relationships? I have the solution, but you said no.
No.
Hold on, Queen. Before you rock out, because I wasn't here first. Let me rock out real quick, Queen.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Bess.
You know what I mean? The problem with these topics, you know what I mean, is this. You know, and I've said this before. You know, it's not even the fact that if women are too strong for relationships or any of that bullshit rhetoric. The problem is the fact that what's the first thing that a woman says to you when you're not doing your role as a man? What does she say to you? You're not a what?
I'll let the man answer that. Sophisticated jerk.
Not a man.
There you go. Thank you, Mr. Brother. Right? So why do we keep giving women or females titles of a woman when they're not being a real woman? If she's not stepping in, if she's not bringing PC life, where she's not bringing all the things in a relationship that a healthy person should bring into a relationship, why do we keep giving her the title of a woman if she's not living up to that? A woman will quickly take your title away as a man if you're not living up to it. So quickly say that you're not a man, right? Quickly. Won't even hesitate. Won't even think about it. Salute to Country Cookie. Was good, sister.
Salute.
She won't even hesitate to say you're not a real man, right? She won't hesitate. But we will hesitate and call a woman out for not being a real woman. We'll still give her the title and still say, all women are like that. No, there are certain females who don't fit a woman's category, right? Just like there's certain certain males who don't fit a man category. The problem is that a lot of men are just trying to turn these females, thoughts, whores, and everything else into real women, and they're not. You know what I mean? See,
we're going to church organ.
Thank you. See, back in the day, and this just show me when y'all complain like that y'all ain't just got no game and nobody taught you the game. That's what it just showed me, right? That's what it showed me. It just exposes your character. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, a real man ain't gonna complain about what a female ain't doing for him. He just understand that she a female. She out here. She gonna be for the streets or for whatever she's for. You know what I mean? Or sometimes she may not even like men. Period. Right? She may be on some other time. Right? So at the end of the day, with that being said, we keep putting these females in the category as a woman when you got real women like Queen, Country, Lady E, you know what I'm saying, who actually got shown that they're real women, you know what I mean? Those are the women who are actually holding up that mantle as women. But that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at all these females who are out here twerking and doing all this egregious behavior and saying, oh, they're women. No, they're not. Stop giving these females and these thoughts and these whores titles of a real woman, because women won't do the same thing for you as a man. If you ain't got a certain type of job, if you ain't making a certain type of money, if you ain't doing certain type of things, she's not going to call you a man. She won't give you that title of respect. So y'all putting these females on a pedestal, honestly. Y'all worshiping these thoughts and all that. Honestly. And you just mad because they not fitting into the criteria of what you want to be. You trying to turn a hoe into a housewife. That's really what this is about, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So stop complaining. Stop complaining, stop bitching, right? And find you a quality person. And that's on both sides, but especially for men, you know what I mean, who want to keep complaining about women too strong or whatever. No, it's just the fact that you are choosing wrong, my man. You're choosing wrong. And you keep trying to put somebody, you're trying to put a bum and a beggar, you know what I mean, in the spot of a king. Can't do that. Or a spot of a queen in this retrospect. Can't do that. Salute just me. You know what I mean? So that's all I got to say.
You spend that game, you get what you tolerate.
Okay.
Facts.
So, let's see. One Country Cookie. Thank you for coming up. Let me read this real quick, right? Because I do want to move forward with these questions. So, of course, the solution is promote flexibility in gender roles to allow both partners to share responsibilities and to grow together. Okay? So, if you guys ever have these issues or whatever, here are the solutions. Okay? There's never a question where there's never a possible solution that could come with it. And although these solutions are written down, that doesn't mean that it will actually work. But if you actually apply it and try it, then maybe you might get somewhere.
AM3, I cut Queen off. My bad.
Oh, I forgot. My bad, Queen.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
I want to say that gender roles is, to me, based on what works for that unity. It doesn't look the same for everyone. There's no cookie cutter formula for it. But I do believe that the right man will bring out a woman's femininity even in her strength. Like the right man is not afraid of a woman being strong. He actually applauds that because her strength is is moving in a way that benefits both of them, not just her. And it doesn't demean him or put him down or emasculates him. So I
well
think
said,
that's
Queen.
the difference. The difference is there's power. Like, I believe that my strength is being nurtured by my king, you know, by the man in my life, because he understands that the things that I'm doing not only benefit me, they benefit us as a team, as a family, as a unit. So
somebody needs to mute up.
yeah, mute up while the queen is speaking. How dare you? No, I'm stop. Yeah, so no, I don't. I think it is true. It's the flexibility, and when you're not willing to be flexible, you know, think of like a stick versus sugar cane. Sugar cane is pliable, so it bends and it moves. A stick is rigid, so it's going to crack. It's going to break. So when you're rigid in the relationships, you crack and break. Be sugar canes, baby.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Queen. Let me get to number 5.
You just making somebody want to make some Kool-Aid, Queen. That's all you doing. Talking about all that sugar.
Sure. I'll pass on some Kool-Aid, man. Ain't
No,
nothing
you
but
can
powder.
make lemonade with the sugar cane juice.
Man, don't
Make
start,
lemonade.
man. First it was
Make
the high
lemonade.
C orange at McDonald's, the Kool-Aid. Fuck it, we just water, right? Just water.
You
Know what it is?
gotta do that the blueberry Kool-Aid mixed with the lemon flavor.
Man,
Doesn't
I
get any
know how to
better.
mix all kind of Kool-Aid flavors, man. Kool-Aid is the drink of drinks. But I'm gonna leave it alone.
Well, number 5 is emotional vulnerability a sign of weakness in women? Okay, let me go ahead and I'm gonna hide that little part out, which is probably the obvious. But anyways, oh sure, I was gonna get to not your cookie business. I do not drink Kool-Aid. LL, that's what's in the chat. So anyways, I guess to the ladies, E and Queen, right? Is emotional vulnerability a sign of weakness in women?
Vulnerability in the wrong hands is a detriment to anybody. You got to be careful who you're vulnerable with. You know, I think vulnerability breeds trust. It breeds intimacy on a deeper level. But I think, you know, not everybody's able to handle that part of you. So you have to tread lightly. You know, you don't just tell your business to random people. So I do believe that it's important. I think both people, it's important in a relationship. You know.
Okay. And salute to Sophisticated Drake. You said he had to roll out. Thank you for tuning in, brother. If you can hear us.
Salute, Sophisticated Jerk. Salute.
All right. Cookie, right? I know you had just left out, but the question was, is emotional vulnerability a sign of weakness in women? So I just want to let you know.
Okay. Am I answering or no?
Well, actually, hold on for a second. Before I let you answer, E, do you want to answer it first? Or do you mind if I let Cookie answer it real quick?
Cookie could go.
Okay, thanks. Go ahead, Cookie. I'll let you answer it.
No, emotional vulnerability isn't a weakness, but you have to look at the full spectrum of what emotions are. What emotions are we dealing with here? I think people automatically go to submissive, happy, but you know, there's different emotions: sad, frustration. And people that you love, like even being single, only the people that I care about, my immediate family members, can get me to a point where I'm just like emotionally available. So I feel like emotional vulnerability depends on what it is that you're getting thrown at, and not like to bring up the past, but I was listening.
Okay.
And I feel like, if you're fighting or if somebody's being physically hit or something like that, that's not the time to be emotionally vulnerable. That's the time that's fight or flight. So I think when we use terms too loosely. It's like emotional vulnerability. Well, which emotion? There's a rainbow of emotions. So which ones are you wanting me to be vulnerable to? There's only certain emotions that you should have to be have a vulnerability to when you're in a marriage or in a relationship. So I feel like that should be identified. I think it's a deeper context than just saying emotional availability or vulnerability. Being vulnerable is okay. Emotionally vulnerable is different.
I guess it depends on how you put it, but I mean, I like the way how you kind of broke it down like me, because there could be different layers to it. I mean, when I read it, I'm just looking at, okay, emotional vulnerability is someone that just actually taking the time to kind of like let their guard down. And it, of course, involves like feelings and emotions. Most of the time, people equate to that like, okay, well, let me be honest to you about how I'm feeling. Let me be honest to you about what I'm going through. And they could kind of tie it into something that's negative. So I guess that's why the question is out there.
Right. I feel like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I feel like that's just part of the problem when it's not well enough defined. That's why so many answers are given and so many arguments are started, because it's like that's not what emotional vulnerability is. It's not that cut and simple. You know what I mean? So if you want somebody to be fully emotionally vulnerable for you, that includes all of them, all of their emotions. You can't pick and choose which emotions that you want to accept. So it's not bad for anyone to be emotionally vulnerable, but is that person ready to receive emotional vulnerability? Because emotions come with a rainbow of different things, and if you're not down with all of that, then nobody's ready for the vulnerability. That's all I'm saying. It's more than just like, will you tell me your life's problems? I mean, it might be a stubbed toe. It might be somebody cutting you off on the road. Sorry, my allergies are acting up. There's so many things that go with emotions. You know what I mean? That to just be cut and dry. So that question I would have to expand on and write a whole thesis about, because when you're talking about emotions, that's a whole thing. That's a whole array of things.
No, okay, I dig it. No, it makes sense. All right, well, thanks. All right, Lady E, we'll get to you.
I actually agree with both of the ladies. First of all, what Queen said, vulnerability, you can be that way, but with the right person, because someone can take your vulnerability and take advantage of you, or someone can take the vulnerability and nurture you and console you. It's the question is, who you gonna allow your wall to go down to? Who's worthy of you taking down your wall? As for what Cookie said, yes, it there's different levels on that spectrum, and it can mean a whole lot of different things. So that's why I agree with her on that. But mainly with what Queen said, yes, to the right person. I can't be vulnerable to every man that walks up to me. Otherwise, I would probably have 30 kids by now, or I'd probably be dead, or whatever.
Okay.
Cause yeah, you don't want me to be emotionally vulnerable after you done put your hands on me. That's a problem for you.
Nah, you're supposed to work it out, Cookie.
Nah. Eve said it best.
Come on, Ruthless Truth. Come on, Ruthless Truth.
Later Fall says that makes sense to me. Sometimes you need to be able to use your anger when it's needed, and the same with the rest. Okay. Ruthless Truth, you still here?
Yo, what's up? I was muted.
Okay, no, I just want to make sure you're still here. You know?
What's good? Y'all need some cooking?
Go on and cook, man. Go on and cook.
Well, you know, once again, y'all know how I stand. You know, I'm definitely for the nuclear family.
Okay.
I really am for that. But you can't challenge the lion. You can't challenge the lion and expect it to be successful. You have to play a mother lion role, and the cubs, they play their roles. And a head lion, he play his role. And it works perfect that way.
Okay, so let me ask
the
this
lion
question.
Not abusive.
Well, let me ask you this question, right? Because I'm glad that you said everyone has to play their roles: the children, the mother, the husband, right? Yes. And somewhere down the line, I think I kind of slightly biblical in the beginning part, but anyways, you know, as the scriptures always says, like, you know, a husband is supposed to love his wife.
Yes.
You know what I mean? As if the woman's supposed to be submissive.
Yes.
Now, now it is kind of funny because I always hear the term submissive, but no one uses the term love so often. So the thing is, like, when we have to apply those biblical practicals, like, should we love our wives enough or our women enough not to lay our hands on them? Because here's the thing, right? I'm just going to say this. In general, why would a woman stay with me or be obligated to be loyal to me if I initiate by putting my hands on her? There's a difference now if she put her hands on me first. All right? I don't play that shit. But if I'm going around being the abuser, why would I expect this woman to stay loyal to me?
Okay.
It won't be out of love at this point. It will be out of fear.
Once again, we have to understand structure and foundation, right? First of all, the woman was never built to be submissive, ever. Right? She never was, even in the very beginning. She was not submissive. She disobeyed God right off the top. So she was not.
My God.
And a woman being submissive is just a fairy tale, right? All a woman's supposed to do is come in, play her role. That's it. Now, to your extent, putting your hands on a woman. Now, once again, right? Words mean things. See, this is what women have to understand, right? More so, even men as well, but mostly for women, words have meanings, and sometimes, let's just say this: words can cause war. Words can cause wars. Okay, and women think that, oh, I didn't put my hands on him, but I can call him a bitch. Oh, but he's supposed to handle that as a man. Or I could call him a hoe, but he's supposed to handle that as a man. Or I could tell him he broke. Oh, but he better take it, right? I could tell him he's a no good motherfucker because he's just dirty and grouchy, right? All these things are said in the midst of an argument or confrontation. They can cause a reaction that is physical. Now,
if you don't
want this type of response or reaction, right? The best thing is to both of y'all go somewhere in the corner, cool off, right? Get your words in well placed, be respectful, and bring your problem or whatever it is have respectfully, and let the lion say, okay, well, I'm wrong, or this is how we're going to work this out. And this is how you get better results. But you yelling and over talking and saying brutal words, and women know what our weaknesses are. They study us. Come on, man. They act like they don't know. They know exactly what to say. They know exactly.
You missed a lot, B-Eazy. You missed a lot. But see what you just said, Ruthless Truth?
Yeah.
I agree with what you said on that second part, right? I want to say that was part B. And that's when you said to go ahead and take that break, right? walk away, whatever, come back. You know, use the whole lion thing when the lion cool down. You feel me? And you know what I mean. We can talk and do our negotiations, whatever, right?
Exactly.
I'm on that though for example A though. You know what I'm saying? Just off the top. Like, because a woman, if she running her mouth or getting upset or whatever, or shit's getting out of hand, I'm cool, bro. Like, I don't need to argue. I don't need to go through it. I could just leave. You know what I'm saying? I could just really just poof, be gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can argue by themselves, bro. They can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to stay there and take in all this negative shit, because like you say, bro, that's a fact. Words mean a lot. Words can start wars. Words can trigger you. Words can make you poke the shit out of somebody out of the blue. Yeah. But that's why you go ahead and you make that move, man. You read the room. You see it's getting faulty. You see things is not staying right and it's going left. So you go ahead and you exit, bro.
Now I'm not saying that there is a better way. I'm not saying that is the only objective, the only option, right? My point is,
I'm just saying it seemed like you was kind of putting it out there with ways to where the words can make you go ahead and slap the shit out of a hutch. And I hear you.
It can though, but I'm saying,
and that's why I'm saying I would go ahead and dismiss myself before our engagement got to that. You know what I'm saying?
That is always our first option. Men typically understand we don't really want to put our hands on women because they're not in our league. They're not our competition, right? Our competition is outside with other men, right? Other counterparts. So typically when we enter a relationship with a woman, it never even comes across our mind, well, I want to hit this woman. No, that's not it, right? We come in, say, okay, this is who I want to be with, right? And innately, by nature, we automatically want to protect her. Now, when she steps and takes advantage of that and steps over our peace and our tranquility that we're trying to have so we can balance things out, then it becomes emotional. Then once you get emotions involved, right, through words which are cutting directly to the heart, then all bets are off on that table. Once again, I always advise anyone to take the other option to walk away. That's in anything, right? That's even with another man, right? If you can. But once again, we are imperfect humans, right? And a lot of us are built on emotions. And once the wrong thing said at the wrong time could create a reaction that is not good for the end result.
That's an insecure man.
Hey, so M3, you put another little question in the chat, bro. And just to answer that real quick, hell nah, you shouldn't stay in an abusive relationship, bro. Like, that's so far out. Like, what's gonna be the turnout of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's at the end of that tunnel? You know what I mean?
It's death. I've seen it. It's death.
So it's like, so you asking that question, I would say no. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely not, man. Man or woman. I'm a man that definitely is for working out any situation you can in a relationship, especially if you have kids. I'm definitely for that. But if it's abusive, that's just it's not gonna happen because nobody's gonna win in that situation. That household is not gonna be cool. It's not gonna be peace and love. You feel me? So nobody's gonna be happy. And I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, like, if you just in an abusive relationship, whether it be physical or even words, you gotta go, bro. So I'll leave it at that.
May I say something?
Go ahead.
To this brother, because first of all, the first thing that I noticed, I sat and listened, is that he feel women are flawed from the jump, like from Adam and Eve. He just feel like women came out disobedient. So that's first of all a red flag with me. You'd never be with me, my boy. But that's not what we talking about. Second, the fight for your relationship should not be a physical altercation. You do realize that, right? That's not what people mean when they say fight for your relationship. Mr. Truth, Ruthless, whatever.
Well, I'm not. Once again, I hope it's not physical. I'm not, like I said, physicality is definitely not the answer. I'm not promoting physical violence.
I'm just saying because that's what it sounded like when I was.
No, what I'm saying is people need to be aware of the meaning of words and how they can affect people, and that it could cause a response that you could later regret, both of you guys. So if you not take accountability, like me, if I see a homie on the street, I'm not gonna walk up to him and say, "You's a bitch." You know what I mean? I don't want. Hold on, I'm just saying I don't want to put myself, put us in a position where he might react. Same thing in every person on this earth, right? Especially in your relationship.
But wait, pause. I wasn't done, if you don't mind.
Okay. Your thing.
All right, but you literally just said women are not your competition. So what makes me think that what my gears are saying, what's really grinding my gears is you don't feel like women is your competition, but what you're saying is not adding up, because if there's something that somebody can verbally say to you without putting their hands on you that can make you pop off enough to go to jail, I feel like you need some therapy. Like there's something going on in your head, because there's nothing that anybody should be able to say to you. There's nothing any person on this earth can say to me that'll make me put my hands on them. They're gonna have to physically come towards me with an altercation, and that's on Bible. But I don't understand what you're like. What's the point? What's the Jagger? What's the jab to the heart that's just gonna make you just turn around and just backhand your wife and that be acceptable? Like I don't get it. What's the final straw for you? So I feel like you need to maybe figure and dig deeper into you to see why you feel like words should come to blows between a man and a woman.
Once again, I'm not promoting physical violence, but once again, it happens, right? It's happens at a high rate because people don't seem to understand. The solution is, well, maybe I should think before I speak. Maybe I should take my time before I let my words out, so that I don't disrespect my partner or I don't forget my husband. So all this is a part of growth, right? All this is part of communication, effective communication. But if you continue to push the line, right, to where your husband said, "Hey, baby, you're being disrespectful. I wish you would not raise your voice at me. I wish you would not overtalk me. I wish you would not point your finger at me," and you refuse to adhere to those stance, then you put yourself in a situation of a potential backlash. Now, once again, we Anadolo are utopia, right? Utopia. Everybody's supposed to walk away. Everybody's never supposed to get mad at nobody saying words, right? That's in a utopia. But in reality, I've seen people lose their lives over words over thousands of times, and it ain't gonna stop. So what makes you tick? What makes you tick? If you feel like you need to continue to push the line on your partner, and you put you guys in a position, then that's a chance you're gonna have to take.
Well, a chance you're gonna have to take, that in itself seems very hostile. I just don't think you should say that in public too many places. That's all I'm saying. It sounds hostile as hell.
All right.
And you also have to remember what's going on is not just affecting the relationship between the man and the woman. Like a lot of the times when you have these physical altercations in between couples, that includes children seeing that. So what type of example are mom and dad setting if they're going back and forth like that in a toxic relationship? What are they creating for the child that's good? There's nothing good coming out of that. There's absolutely nothing good. Like the child is on a highway to hell at this point in time.
Both parties have to be responsible. Once again, both parties have to be responsible. Can't just put on.
But and that's the point that I've been trying to make. A lot of the times, both parties are not responsible.
Both have to accept responsibility for their part in the stuff that's happening before.
And I understand that, but you still need to exit stage. Somebody has to exit stage.
Yeah. But
so here's my So here's my solution to this.
Oh Jesus!
Both parties. Look, if obviously, man, even this conversation is sounding toxic. All right. So here's the solution of it, and I'm just gonna say this point blank period. If y'all niggas can't get along, okay, then y'all need to disperse. Okay.
Exactly.
If y'all using sticks and stones and y'all getting your whatever, if y'all get into your feelings, okay, to the point that it results to like physical violence, y'all need to disperse. See the thing
and it should have
like,
been dispersed.
Well, it should have been dispersed like from the beginning. It shouldn't even be into the relationship part anyway. That's not a relationship.
Exactly.
So whenever
that's the point I'm trying to get to.
I get it. Anyways, for the people who's watching the chat, don't put up. And I'm not talking about just for women, but this also applies for men too. Because men be getting their asses whipped as well too, but it just so happens shit don't get reported or shit don't really get taken seriously. So if you are a man and you're getting into an abusive relationship or a verbally abusive relationship or a mentally abusive relationship, anything, right, that's going to drain your self-esteem and self-worth as a person, you should not be a part of this relationship. But the problem is people go with that Bible fucking rhetoric, right? Which, look, I hate to say this, right? I'm not trying to disrespect.
Man, don't worry about that. Say what you need to say, John Mayer.
Fine, whatever, right? But fuck this Bible rhetoric, right? That's the reason why, like, y'all people be getting into these toxic relationships because, see, the thing is, y'all scared to really address the situation. So then y'all use these Bible references, these Christian references or whatever, right, that America put into society. And then y'all use that as a scapegoat to say, well, I'm sticking with this person because the Bible tells me so. Okay? But a lot of times, y'all niggas be like reading the shit out of context anyways. And the colonizer put that out there, right, to make sure that you guys stay structured and stay destructive. I'm just putting that out there. So, if YouTube decides they want to flag me for that shit too, then fuck it, But it's the truth. Anyways, don't put up with nobody that's going to beat your ass, okay? Point blank, period. All right? If you stay in there, it's not the man's fault no more. It's not the woman's fault. It's your fault because you're a fool, okay? And don't try to use God. Don't try to use the Bible. Don't try to use all that other bullshit that y'all be reading to influence you to stay with somebody or someone that do not absolutely respect you. Again, this is also for the people that says people need to be submissive. All right, cool, whatever. But in order for the person to be submissive, love has to be put into play, to action into it. And where there's no love, there's no action, okay? You're not going to get those type of results. So people got to understand that everything that you're saying, you got to find something that actually backs your point up to it. So we're going to move on with this frivolous conversation.
I got to say one more thing when you was talking about the biblical standpoint.
Oh, go ahead.
The wedding vows are not in the Bible. It's not in scripture nowhere.
Yeah, people just say I do, or they don't even say I do. They're just like, say, hey, look, you're going to be my wife.
So through sickness and health is not in the Bible. Through abuse and through physical and verbal abuse, it's not in the Bible. Through cheating and all, it's not in the Bible.
No.
It's not there. God never mentioned anything about it. Jesus never mentioned about it.
But the
only thing that was mentioned in the Bible was if someone puts their significant other away for the sake of adultery, that's where the issue lies. So God was never against divorce, but he did mention that if a man puts away his wife or vice versa, a woman puts away her husband for the sake of adultery, he does not like that. Meaning, if you leave your spouse for someone else, that's a problem.
Do you think that God actually does have like? Okay, let me make sure I word this carefully, right? So nobody gets confused. But do you think that God will, like I said, we know God will not be okay if you're if you're pretty much having sex with someone while you're still married. I always be forgetting the adulteress, whatever, right? Adultery and all that stuff, the biblical terms. But we all know that God doesn't really like if we're in a committed relationship and we step out to be with someone else. Usually those consequences do apply. But
Ruthless said men like women, so they're gonna do what they do.
Hold on. But do you think that like, okay, God is going to be hard on the man or the woman and say, well, you know what, she cheated on you or she did this to you, but you're still forced to stay, or she did something that was foul, but yet you're still forced to stay? What it says, an oath is a promise. Let's see, the Bible does mention oaths throughout the scriptures. A vow is an oath, okay?
No, it's not.
But the marriage vows are not in the Bible. And just like we just mentioned, like M3 just mentioned, you know, about sticking through it.
The vows are made up by a Catholic priest on top of that.
Ruthless talked about you're supposed to stick it out, but not yet he's mentioned once that the Bible frowns on adultery.
Okay,
like
so
you're picking and choosing what you're gonna abide by and what you're not gonna abide by. Did you not say earlier?
Hey, hold on for a second. I'm not letting you up here. I'm not letting you up here, dog. I'm gonna let Riggs up here. I'm not letting him up here. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
What up? Is that the real Chicago Rilla?
Chicago Rilla, what up, baby?
Let he without sin first cast a stone.
Wait, hold on for a second. Chicago Rilla, is that you?
Yeah, I wouldn't let him up here either.
And you saying he who is without sin cast the first stone? Where you're going with this? You're deflecting the point. You said earlier you're supposed to work it out, even if someone is continuously cheating on you, even though the God frowns on adultery.
Yeah, you have to work it out, lady.
Boy, that wasn't that what Moses came off the mountain with?
Right there, lady.
You gotta work it out.
Oh, damn, Rufus.
You have to work it out. Okay, so where you gonna go?
No, that ain't what that say. That's not what the 10 Commandments meant.
Where you gonna go, lady E?
Wait. Okay,
don't do it in three. Don't do it in three.
Hold on. That's enough. That's enough. Okay, look. Because at this point, right? Obviously, this conversation is not fucking getting nowhere. So let me just go to extreme. Hold on, Best, right? Let me go to extreme. Okay. So if you were married to so let's say you have a kid, right? I think you do have a kid, but I'm not trying to personally aim towards your Rufus, right? So I'm gonna say if a man has a daughter,
I can take it.
If you have a kid, and now you have, the kid now have a stepmama, okay? So you marry somebody outside of, besides the kid's mom. Let's say the kid's mom left you or whatever. Whatever the case is. But you marry another woman, okay? Right. And that woman is beating your daughter's ass. I'm not trying to get it personal with you, but I'm just saying.
Right, I understand.
But
I'm tough around the skin. You ain't got to worry about me.
Okay, then cool. So if that woman is psycho in the fucking head, and she's beating your daughter's ass like this, right, and stomping her ass out, are you gonna still try to make it work out?
Whew. Ah man, that's a tough one.
Don't lie.
Yeah, and you have relationships where the step parent is taking advantage and robbing children.
Wait, hold on. We still gotta keep respectful for YouTube, but hold on. I want Rufus Truth to marinate this, and I want him to answer the question. And Rufus Truth, you cannot cap. Don't, Come on, man. Don't fucking
Keep it
chat right now.
Keep it truthful.
Hold on. I've been quiet for Matt. I've been quiet for Matt long.
I know. Wait. Hold on, Beth. You gotta answer this question first.
This is a dumbass question. Can I?
No. Ain't no dumbass question because you give me dumbass answers, and I need to. So
we know he gonna say already. Go ahead, Rufus.
No. Say that shit. There ain't no dumbass fucking question. I want him to answer the fucking question.
But it is a dumb question though. Like, why would you want
if it's a dumb question, if it's a dumb question, it had to resort that way to the extremities because obviously people don't want to be honest. So now you gotta get to that level real quick, right?
Nobody wants their kids to get their ass beat by somebody.
Okay, well, you know what? I try to make it in general. He said it's okay. So I'm making things realistic.
Take him to
You went from macro to micro, M3.
Rufus Truth.
To the dirt, M3.
Rufus Truth. This is nothing personal towards you, okay? This is just in general. But since you say you have a daughter and you're cool with it, I just want you to visualize this because the things that you're saying, does sound extreme.
I'm ready to answer
but at
the
the same time, you got to put yourself in your shoes. Yeah, and it's no disrespect to you.
First of all,
go ahead.
According to the Bible, right? If you got divorced, then I'm not allowed to marry again. And first of all, I wouldn't move a woman in with me and my daughter like that. No way. Because I don't trust people like that around my daughter. So she would have to live her own place. Now, if she, once again, I won't marry until my daughter's of 18. So that won't happen.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Chicago.
Hold on, real.
Wait. Go ahead.
I've been quiet.
I forgot I was gonna let him go.
Hold on. Listen, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is just crazy, man. It's just crazy. The shit that people say, man. It's just wild. It's just a lot of projection and just a lot of people haven't hurt feelings. And here's the thing, right? I think. Yes, when it comes to the Bible, when it comes to Bible rhetoric, you know what I mean? Let's just keep it G, right? Let's just keep it G. Now, you know what I'm saying? If you follow the word or you follow the Bible, and that's something that you hold on to, and you believe in the word, and you base your relationship on the word, then guess what? Then that's what you got to keep your relationship based on. You know what I'm saying? You can't deviate from it. You know what I mean? Because then you're gonna be divisive. So if I'm following the word and my partner is not following the word, then we're gonna be divided. You know what I mean? The house divided can't stand. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta pick a choice. You know what I mean? A lot of times we want to pick a choice. You know what I mean? So if you want to follow the Bible, you want to follow the word, you want to follow the vows of the Bible, stick to it. If you don't, then keep it pushing. Point blank, period. You know what I mean? Not only that, yes, there's a lot of things that we do that's not in the Bible. So we have to get away from things that we're following that's just tradition. You know what I mean? And we got to stick to what's really, really the things that we really desire out of a relationship and that we need and want out of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And if we stick to that, then we're fine. And plus, I believe this wholeheartedly, right? I believe that all is fair in love and war. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be nice if somebody stuck with you forever and ever and ain't never look at nobody and y'all never have any problems and you're always happy and all that. But we know that's not life. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have that with your parents and they brought you in this motherfucking world. You know what I'm saying? So if that's not perfect, then you believe an outsider that you're not related to gonna make you happy for the rest of your life. Like that's just illusion. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Now I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't find that person. I'm not saying you can't find the love of your life. I'm not saying none of that because those things are possible too. I've seen that happen. I've seen people find the love of their life and find love and all the other stuff, and it's been all gravy, right? But in most cases, what I see in marriage and relationships is that, especially the way it is done here, is that there's a lot of turmoil here because we're trying, especially for our people, we're trying to follow something that's not our custom. We didn't develop no custom of marriage. We didn't develop no custom of all these vows. We didn't develop none of that. This is something that we're just trying to figure out and do. You know what I mean? So with the colonizer and oppressor giving us all these rules about relationships and how we should move and how we should rock and all this other stuff, we try to follow it and it don't fit us. It don't fit us.
Bruh,
You know what I mean? It don't fit us. So, you know what I mean? With that being said, you know what I mean? We just have to have that level of understanding, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to have a level of understanding. You know? So that's what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not even going, man. Rilla, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Good to see you up here, Rilla. Shout out to AR, by the way.
Yeah, what the business is, family. Best say I've been stalking them all weekend.
Yo.
You stupid. I had time. I had time.
What the fuck?
You know, I'm in the clouds, man. So I'm listening to the conversation. The only reason why I popped in, the real question that I had was, why do we pick and choose what parts of the Bible we want to follow and what parts we want to use when it's convenient for us?
Thank you.
Exactly.
No. I'm not singling nobody out. I'm listening to everybody on the panel. I'm hearing Old Testament being thrown in with New Testament, and all of it sounds convenient because the Christ said he came to fulfill the law. So that doesn't mean we do away with the Old Testament, but all these references I'm hearing from the Old Testament about how, you know, God provided Moses to give a bill of rights, you know, or writ or whatever, so that the husband could divorce his wife and all these other things. You know, Christ talks about how he came to fulfill the law. So I'm just saying we got to be very careful when we talking on scripture. And that's why I put that verse in the back chat. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show yourself approved, a workman who needs not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Rightly dividing. This is why I try and stay away from these. I prefer to let Bolo have these conversations, right? Like, I'm not, listen, you know, I just think that when we have these conversations, yeah, definitely shout out to Bolo. And I owe him a call, but I just think that when we having these conversations, you know, one of the things that the scripture provides for us is a moral compass. It provides us a roadmap. It provides us direction. So that's one reason why you would want to use scripture and incorporate that into your relationship or your marriage. If you know, if you're a person of scripture, if you're a person of Islam, then you want to use the Quran, right? If you're a person that practices Yoruba or Vouaghn, whatever your situation is, because I'm not tripping. Like, I get it. And I'm not one that's, you know, spiritual, miracle, all that other stuff, man. I just, you know, it just is what it is for me. But when we having these conversations and we begin to speak as if we're the authority and we don't allow room for new information or new understanding, it becomes very, it to me, it becomes very dangerous. So it's like, if we're going to have the conversation around scripture, then I just think we need to allow room for new information. And then we also don't need to pin somebody down on, well, the scripture says this, so why are you not doing this? Why are you not following it this way? And why did this, like, if you're going to divide it, then let's divide it. Right? And if not, then I think we should move the conversation forward to more productive language so we can get that means to an end, if that makes sense.
No, it does. 1 second, Cookie, right? I'm making sure, I promise. You know, you're absolutely like spot on at it. Which that's why a lot of times, like, when you know, I try not to really participate like in a lot of, like, you know, topics that relate to like religion or a lot of conversations with that, because here's the thing, you know, I don't know like a whole lot as far as like, you know, the Quran, the Bible, all this other stuff or whatever. I mean, Christianity was the base of, like, you know, what I practice on. But hell, who am I to say like, okay, that's like the only book, and every scripture that's written, you know, is proven to be factual. You know, I kind of believe in a life is like, you know, kind of like what Bro Clarence said, like, you know, one time, you kind of like, you know, you do unto others as you want people to do unto you. Yes, that probably one part of a scripture, but hey, I mean, people could make that part into that sole religion. That's what I kind of believe in. If you want respect, you got to kind of bring that respect out. But if people disrespect you, I believe you gotta disrespect them back. And I'm not gonna use like no other references that's gonna like, you know, make it convenient for myself. Like I'll hear people out, you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna apply that. And usually I try to stay far away from those type of conversations unless like we really gotta have those conversations. You know what I mean?
Nah, I don't disagree with you. I popped in because I heard y'all talking about vows, right? And I heard it being said like, hey, vows are not in the Bible. So does that mean the Bible speaks against vows? Does the Bible speak against tradition? Like most of that type of stuff.
That's not what the point that I was trying to make.
Fair enough. I'm not singling anyone out. I don't even know who said it. I just pulled up because I heard it. And what I was saying was, you know, essentially the Bible does make room. It's not it's a guideline, it's a roadmap, right? So it does make room for traditions, as long as it's not idolatry. But fair enough. I don't know who was speaking. I'll pipe down.
Cookie. Wanted to say something.
Yeah, because I have an early lecture in the morning. How do I say that? I don't care. So I'm going to say it the way I want to say it. Africans weren't Christian. So I think we should be able to reference the Bible however we want to. In pieces, in sections. I don't really care. I think people just need to do what's right and what's wrong. And that's the basic things that we learn at the earliest age from birth. What's right, what's wrong. If you have good parents. What
Ms.
to
Cookie.
accept, what not to accept. And my whole thing about it is the reason I jumped on is because I heard fighting through relationships and abuse and cheating. Nah, if that's what the Bible say we're supposed to stand through, then I did the right thing by finding peace on somewhere else, which is my business. But y'all be good and
wait, Miss Cookie, please don't leave.
Read y'all Bibles or whatever.
No, don't leave, because you made an astute observation in saying that Africans weren't Christians. So when you say that, what specific? Because Africa is a continent. So are you referring to a specific part of Africa?
Yes, I'm referring to the parts that it's the furthest way of Mesopotamia, away from like Alexandria, where the Spanish and the Europeans could come and Catholicize the continent.
So I'm slow.
Northern Africa.
I got you. So I got you. I'm slow. Yeah. Are you saying Western Africa, Southern Africa?
Anywhere the colonizers didn't touch.
So Ethiopia has, if I'm not mistaken, Ethiopia has never been colonized, right?
Yeah, they had for a little bit, but that's okay.
Well, which country in Africa?
Before they were Ethiopia, they were something else.
But which country in Africa has never been colonized? Are you saying Eritrea is? It's one of the two.
It's hard to say because they don't mess with the Sahara. So it will be somewhere in the mid Central Africa.
So I would put money on it was probably Ethiopians that would never colonize. And if I'm wrong, that's fair. So where were the oldest remains of human remains found?
I don't know the exact location.
Ethiopia.
Okay.
Oldest church in the world is where?
It has to be in Ethiopia, I'm assuming.
Ethiopia.
Is that your point?
That is my point. So when we say Africans weren't Christian, I wouldn't disagree with that based on what we assume Christians to be. But everything that you guys have kind of been speaking to, and this is not this is why I don't necessarily like getting into these conversations, but I entertain them because I think the information that we put out when we on these platforms, I think it's just important to be, historically correct and accurate. So that's a different topic that, you know, Bess and M3 may want to explore, but I think it's a worthy topic to discuss, and maybe not necessarily how it relates to marriage and relationships, but you know.
But being Christian and being monotheistic is two totally different things.
Question.
You do know that, right?
But
I don't know that I fully understood what you just said. You said being Christian and monotheistic in terms of worshiping one God. Is that what you're saying?
Very different.
I don't think Christianity worships one God, though.
Yes, we do. Don't do that.
Wait, so you talk about wait, hold on, or that's the ruthless truth. See, this is why I don't like getting into this.
Exactly.
So, because I'd have to ask him, what's your denomination?
Christian.
No. What's your denomination?
Christian.
Your denomination is Christian.
Israelite.
Christian is not denomination. Christian just means you believe in the death, the burial, and the resurrection.
He basically means non-denominational. He just thought he's just a believer. That's what you mean, right?
Even if he said he was non-denominational, that's a denomination. So that's what I was asking. What's your denomination? So, and I'm only asking so it gives me better understanding of who I'm talking to. But go ahead, bro.
Definitely, we believe in one God, one faith, one baptism. That's it. So
who is so you don't believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit?
Well, of course.
Yeah, them.
Well, of course, they're one.
Okay,
right?
so again,
Queen, I'm gonna get to your question next.
My bad. Let me pipe down. I just.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not God, my boy.
Just when you say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, like, then who are we? Because God is. I mean, if we really want to go super deep, God is just a title. It's a title.
No. It's more the title.
No, sir. I think you reading deeper. I think you reading deeper than what I'm saying.
We're gonna say
God is literally a title, the same way I say man is a title.
No. You can't
school me.
First of all, God is almighty, right? He's everlasting. He knows the keys to life and death. Okay, so this is encompassed in that title of God. So we can't compare to man. Man has a beginning and an end. And he is under the authority of God by all means. His life, his heartbeat, and his existence is determined and dictated by God. So therefore, we bow down to God and call him the Almighty God because we're lesser than him.
Brother, respectfully, you piled on a whole bunch of attributes to kind of just make your point. And it's fair. That's fair. I'm talking about, so let me ask you this. If we went to a concordance, or if we broke God in the Hebrew, the original Hebrew, what does that look like?
It's the same thing. It's the same word.
What is it? Okay.
Same word. One God, one faith, one baptism.
No, brother. Okay, what's your denomination again?
Christian. Israelite.
He said he's non-denominational.
You're an Israelite. Okay. All right.
Christian Israelite is the same thing.
I'm not, brother. I'm not having a gotcha moment with you. I'm just trying to understand who I'm dealing with.
Substantiating my denomination as Christian Israelite.
Okay.
So you got that flag with that star on?
Oh man, you're funny, bro. I swear.
So you got that flag with that star on it? You a Moor? Are you Moorish? You believe you're a Moor?
Who's that?
You.
No. We believe that Jesus Christ is God Almighty, right? Risen from the dead.
So then whose son was he?
You believe that Jesus is God?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to bed. Good night.
Hey, you know, that's what what's that called?
Send them.
Because Ruthless.
Wait, let me ask.
Like all Christians do believe.
Wait, if Ruthless is an Israelite, then who is Yeshua?
He don't
Who is
know.
Yeshua? Who is Yah? And who is Yahweh?
Those are all Christ. That's all Christ. Jehovah Jireh, Jealous, I am. That's all Christ. Prince of Peace.
So if you're Israelite, why are you using J when you pronounce?
Well,
there's no J in the original Hebrew.
We don't have to. God's not confined to one language. So whatever language that.
Well, no. I'm okay. You say
Acts in the book of Acts when they spoke to everybody, they spoke in tongues in each own language. Right. So God is not confined to just one language. There's more than one way. But it's just not confined to Hebrew either.
Did somebody just do some organs? I was M3.
Yeah, you know.
Hey, you know I got a lot of
doing the minister jab. No, y'all bogus, man.
The stream, no, really. It just happens automatically doing the stream, man.
Somebody doing minister jab, man. Y'all bogus.
Hey, I give them credit though. I could be bogus, but I do give them credit though, for real.
Who, minister jab?
Yeah.
Oh man, I listen religiously.
For real.
Wait, pull that back up. Yahweh is what? I just wanted to see what they're saying. I'm listening to Ruthless. My bad, bro.
You in a fellowship, brother. I'm open to it anytime of the week. Right? I'm with the edification of the body of Christ.
Indeed. Salute. B-Eazy. What up, boy? I seen you motivating earlier today, man.
B-Eazy, what's good? What's good, man?
If there's a Holy Trinity, right? But this is my final sign off. I have to go to bed. If there's a Holy Trinity,
he said, "I thought you was going to bed."
Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Are you saying that they the same thing?
Of course, they bear with. They both are three of one. That's scripture. You can look it up.
Okay, well let me ask you this though, right? If they're one, why everybody keep praising Jesus but they don't praise God?
Because you pray to the same person. I don't know why. You pray to God, you pray to Jesus.
But he said he was the Son of God.
Oh man, come on, man, for real though. So you really saying Jesus is God, huh?
That's the first thing I heard you say. Oh,
peace, Big Rig.
Where's Big Rig come from?
I know, that's what I was saying. I ain't even see him creep in here.
So once again, gentlemen, if you study your scriptures, right, we know that Jesus Christ was before Abraham.
What scripture?
Right? He was in the beginning, right, where he was before. So he just came down to earth. God come to earth to bring forth salvation to those who did not deserve it. He went to the cross. He executed his promise, which he promised to Abraham. And victory is certified in God Almighty, Jesus Christ. That's what that was.
Who was he talking to when he said, "God, Father, why do you forsake me"?
Once again, one country cookie. Those things I could break down to you in scripture, but I would need more time, right? I don't want to just take over.
That's a simple answer, though, brother. That's a simple answer.
No, it's not a simple answer.
It is, though.
No, it's not.
Who was he talking to?
Religion. Hold on, religion.
Hold
on.
You gonna tell me that it ain't a simple answer, right?
Hold on. Now I'm doing a hold on. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Mr. Best.
What E laughing at?
Mr. Best.
Who worried about me laughing?
I just want to know what you're laughing at.
I'm laughing at the interruption.
My bad.
That's only beat me up.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. You know what I mean? These religious topics ain't never simple. You know what I mean? They're always going to keep going and going and going and going and going. Everybody's going to have all these long, elaborate answers. You know what I'm saying? You know, whether they're right or wrong, you know what I'm saying? Which is why when you start talking about religion, it's never, ever just black and white. It's just always some more rhetoric and some more breakdown of the scripture, whatever, which, hey, I'm cool with. You know what I'm saying? What you believe is what you believe. I ain't even tripping over that.
But then you can believe what you believe, right? And see, this is the thing, 84. And I'm with what you saying, bro. But at the same time, though, if you let somebody fucking prolong their answer and shit, that's a crock of shit, bro. The reason why she asked that question is because the brother trying to say that Jesus is God, right? So she want to go ahead and cut the brother, bro. Who is Jesus talking to? That's a simple answer. It don't matter how you spin it. Who was he talking to?
But for him, evidently, it's not. It's not.
But that's what I'm saying. So when somebody start doing that song and dance, bro, that's when it's like, okay, that's why a lot of people can't do the religion talk, because everybody talk a game, but when you ask them something and it can really just be an answer like a yes or a no, they want to go into something completely different.
We'll answer right now. Jesus was talking to himself.
God.
Wait, calm, Rick.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, Queen.
Answer, and look how you respond, because it's not the answer that you want or you deem qualified. That's the problem. If you want to have a conversation about religion, you have to be open-minded to not understand, agree, disagree, have your own opinion. But the problem is everybody wants to try to cut each other off at the knees and prove somebody wrong and prove this, do this. But that's not a conversation. That's a debate. Now, do you want to have a debate about religion, or do you want to have a conversation? That's maturity.
I can always have my own opinion.
Maturity is having a conversation.
I can always have my own opinion.
He gave you an answer,
and that's fine.
And your response was,
it don't matter my response. That's my opinion.
But that's the answer he gave you. And if he don't want to answer it, he can. He ain't got to skip toe and jump around for nobody. Everybody's on here trying to prove somebody wrong. If you don't believe in Christianity, move aside. Damn. How do we go from
it ain't about believing in Christianity or anything. I heard what the brother said. If I want to bust a sigh or whatever, I could do that.
What's your
one mic, y'all? One mic. Let us finish.
Totally left. Nobody here has to defend anything. We're having a conversation. You don't like what you hear? Push it forward. But ain't nobody getting nobody. Ain't nobody demeaning nobody. It's all about. It seems like it's all about just what just happened. It's all about trying to get somebody stuck. Oh, you can't. I'm not talking about you, Big Rig. I'm just saying the way the conversation was going, it felt like everybody's trying to. Oh, see, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know this. Don't know. I don't. Just because you believe in something, do anybody know all the Hebrew? Do you know how to speak Hebrew? Do you know how to read it? Do you know the hieroglyphics? Come on. It's bullshit. If you don't believe it, you don't believe it. Just move on. Damn. This is the problem. Everybody want to prove they right, they wrong, demoralize somebody else for what they believe in. You don't believe what I don't believe in? Then keep it pushing. I ain't got to defend myself. Ruthless truth, you ain't got to defend yourself for nobody. You want to have a conversation, listen to his answer. You don't like it? Keep it pushing. Damn.
Let me make this point real quick, man. And this is why I don't debate religions, and I really don't like talking about relationships, because everybody has their own meaning of all this shit. And they can give you a bunch of rhetoric of why they believe what they believe. Whether it comes to relationships, whether it becomes religion, politics, social issues. What's good, Daryl Long? I see you, baby. You know what I mean? Whatever it comes to any of these things, right? They're going to keep going on and on and on and on and on. You know what I mean? And because these things are personal to people, and they believe that what they believe is correct, right? So that's why I tell people, just do the thing that you feel is right. You know what I mean? And, you know, and then if you want them to kind of answer these things, like, you got to be ready to hear, like, the explanation, because they're going to probably have a long-ass explanation, even if it's for something that you believe is simple. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't even really question people on what they believe or things like that, because I know they're just gonna keep going and going and going and going and going. And half of the time, like, unless I really want to ask their perspective or even care about it, you know what I mean, is when I'll delve in. And I know when to delve in, but you know what I mean? He did warn us. He did tell us it was going to take him a minute to answer it. So it wasn't like he could say he was going to say it was going to be a yes or no answer. He did kind of give us that pre-warning, like, yo, if we get into this, I'm going to really get into it. So he did tell us that. So it is what it is, man.
I mean, to be honest with you, man, I don't really give a fuck, right? Like, what people believe in. You know, that's just my personal opinion.
You're not supposed to use that word.
I don't give a cluck and buck and chuck. What you believe. Okay, like, if you believe in a certain type of thing, even if it's something that's relatable, right, to Christianity or Muslim or whatever bullshit religion, you know, believe in what you believe. You know, I'm not gonna be like, okay, well, you're wrong because you believe in a certain type of way. I'm just like, okay, cool. I embrace the differences because, like racism, religion kind of keeps people alive. So if you have your different perspective of it, then go ahead. You know, I'm just not going to follow what you're doing, but it gives me more food for thought to make content like this.
Oh, the smoke.
I think it's always good to build. So, you know, if somebody was offended or anybody was offended, I sincerely do apologize. I specifically pulled up because I heard the conversation. I thought I could add something to it. And I definitely wasn't trying to offend nobody. I was just trying to have a conversation.
Man, really, you offended me, brother. You offended me, brother.
Man, ain't nobody worried about you, man. We just want you to put some. We just want you to put some paint where it ain't. Put some paint where it ain't, baby.
30 lashes for me.
You know,
Nah, I definitely wasn't. Listen, I thought me and Ruthless was having a real build.
No. Y'all was. No. Hold on, really.
Nah, they was going in.
Queen, hold on. Yeah. Queen, hold on, Queen. Queen, hold on. Y'all was having a real build. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying that, like, if you're gonna give, if somebody gonna tell you that the answer gonna be long, then just be ready for the answer to be long, right?
Nah, I agree.
Like, I'd rather you tell me the answer gonna be long, so then I know what I'm getting into. You know what I'm saying? And that man did say, hey, if you really want to know,
you know what? But you gotta look at it like this, man. You gotta look at it like this, brother. It was almost like a build-up moment, right? It was like a build-up, like, okay, he gonna say it, and then boom, what you said, and it's just like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I was expecting something a little bit more than that, you know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like yeah, no, I can handle whatever. I can handle whatever.
Then it's stuck.
But that's why it comes with more understanding, right? So like 84 said, right? You know, he can give his answer, but now when you give an answer like that, now you know you're gonna probably have a couple more questions to come with that. You know what I'm saying? Because from what I was brought up, you know what I'm saying, and I was brought up as a Christian. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't brought up as Jesus as being God. So when he said he was a Christian, you know what I'm saying, but an Israelite, not a Hebrew Israelite, but an Israelite, you know, that was just different for me, you know what I'm saying, to hear that. And that's why, you know, he kept referring to Jesus as God. So, you know, that's all that was, man. I mean, hey, ain't nobody triggered, ain't nobody tripping, man. I'm just trying to get a little bit of understanding.
No, you triggered.
I like the fact that I do appreciate the fact that he did tell us that, like, it was gonna be a long answer, like, because sometimes you ask these questions, I think it's gonna be yes or no, you know what I mean? But he did tell you, like, yo, we go down here, it's gonna be a rabbit hole. So I mean, at least he prepped me, like, at least he prepped us. So like, some people you'll ask them that question and then they give you that long soliloquy, and you're like, damn, I just want a yes or no. But like, at least he did tell us, like, yo, we go down this road, we're gonna really go down this road. So I respect Ruthless Truth for that. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm about to drop down in a second because I gotta be up first thing in the morning.
Man, you ain't going to bed.
I'm definitely going to bed. I've been at work for 12 hours. But can I answer the question, are women too strong for relationships?
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that and leave.
You can do whatever you want, Rilla. You good.
Don't do that.
Who was that? That was Queen?
Yeah.
It sure was.
Okay, I'll stay just for you.
Okay.
I think that, you know, it's a and I'm going to generalize. I know what the talking.
Oh, really? You put your muted.
Oh, they came for him.
Oh, that was no. Yeah. I ain't signed that. Hey, Best. I didn't sign that 70-30.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? That's what he gets you.
They got me.
Man, I thought he was on that contract for a second. I was like, oh shit, really? You gotta go.
Hey, just death row things. Hey, look, you know, I think let me preface this with this. I think this conversation needs to be elevated. I think a lot of times in these spaces that y'all are adjacent to, I think the talking point is that, yeah, women too masculine. Women, they too bold and they too this. You know, most of y'all know I'm married now. I've been married for a year, but I've been with my woman for 6 years. And when I met my woman, she was independent, had her own, you know what I'm saying, making good money, very prestigious title at her job, well respected. And when we got together, we understood how we needed each other. And the more I began to assert myself in her presence, right, and the more I began to show her things that she hadn't seen, teach her things, and introduce her to things, you know, she would willingly fall into her natural place, right, which is to defer to leadership, right? So I don't think that, and I get it, and I understand my age group too. Like, you know, I'm Generation X. She grew up in a 2-parent household, so she's seen, you know, her mother and father and how they interacted with each other. She's seen her father go out there and with a good work ethic and work from can't see to can't see. And then she's seen her mother also get out there and work to supplement income to provide a buffer from where pops couldn't provide, right? And then I seen the same thing growing up with my grandma and my granddad, right? So I understand that that's my example and what I had to look to and what my lady had to look to. I do make I don't know, room, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I make room for the fact that like these shorties coming up now, it's a little bit different for them, right? But I don't think women are too strong for relationships. I think when the right man is leading in the way that he's supposed to lead, and he's with that woman, and the key is really he's not selling. A lot of times dudes get with these females and you're settling. You just so happy to get your first piece of coochie. So you the first one that come along, you young, dumb, full of cum and sprung. Instead of valuing yourself and saying this woman not aligned with my vision and my mission, right? She ain't trying to pick up what I'm putting down, right? Shout out to Vaughn. She ain't picking up what I'm putting down, right? So I got to keep it pushing, right? Like I say all the time, man, I be telling these young bloods, man, if I had a do-over, man, my life would be way different. But you know, I got out here and I didn't do everything that I was supposed to do the way that I was supposed to do it. Fair enough. So ultimately, with a blanket question like this, I don't think women are too strong for relationships, man. I'll be honest with you. I think man, shout out to all the beta simp hosters, man. I think a lot of men have put women in a position where they've had to fend for themselves, and so they've had to be strong. That's my honest opinion. They've had to be strong. Now, are they too strong for relationships? You stupid with that doggone minister jab.
hey, you preaching right now though. So I'm just saying.
That's my honest opinion, because I think when you put a man who is assertive, who is the man that he's supposed to be, and the man that can provide, protect, and lead that woman, man, she gonna naturally fall into who she's supposed to be with that man.
I got a question for Rilla.
Rilla, were you finished talking?
I went on mute on purpose.
I have a question for you, Rilla.
All right,
can a woman go against that? Can she be rebellious towards everything you build?
Absolutely. She has free agency like you do.
So therefore then, it is not just incumbent upon the man to keep the relationship together, also incumbent upon the woman.
But see, this is what I'm saying, brother. Well, let me ask you this. At any point when I was speaking, did I imply or allude to that it's incumbent on the man?
No, I wasn't saying you did. What I was making a point to is a woman too strong for a relationship. At times, I believe that she can be delusional, thinking because she has a career and money and lose the main point of the relationship, she can be toxic to the relationship and cause a relationship, and she'll burn the house down.
And my only pushback on that, brother, honestly, in that regard, that's on the man. I'm gonna tell you why. Listen to me. I'm 49 years old. My failed relationships, I have to take ownership for that. Why? Because I chose that. And guess what? The reason why I could say niggas is happy to get their dick wet is because I've been through that. I've been through that. I've been through it. Most of the times when you get that chick and the relationship doesn't work out, you're sitting up there, you already had the signals. More than likely, if you got a good female, like a sister, a aunt, your mom, your grandma, or a good homegirl in your life, she done already told you that heifer ain't the one. And you did not listen because she was bad, or she was this, or she was that, and you was just happy, whatever. Now, are there the I'm not gonna say anomalies. Are there the situations where she's just not a good woman, or y'all in a relationship and it just doesn't work out, or she flipped on you? Those things happen, beloved. Yeah, I agree with you. They do. But by and large, listen, I read a lot of John C. Maxwell. I read a lot of his books. He's the thought leader on leadership. And his main quote is, everything rises and falls on leadership. I can't excuse anyone or absolve anyone of their free agency and their ability to think and move and act as a free will individual and human being. But I also have to take account for my role in those situations.
So I have another question for you, right? And this last one. So are you absolving women for their accountability, for their actions?
So to answer your question directly, no. And then to follow that up and add more context, you wouldn't have asked that question if you heard the last part of what I said. I literally said I can't absolve anyone of their free will and their free agency to make their own decisions as an adult.
I only asked that because you said that comes back on the man. So when you said it comes back on the man, you're absolving.
No, brother. No, I just choose to take accountability for the decisions that I make in my life, and I don't sit up here and say, that woman is the reason why I'm in the situation that I'm in, or the woman is the I'm just saying, for me, the woman is the reason why that situation didn't work out for me. I have to look at self first, because at the end of the day, I still chose her. Similar to how we tell women today, similar to how we tell the single mothers today. You chose him. You chose to sleep with him. You chose. So why isn't it the same when it's on us and the relationship fails? Why isn't it that we chose her? Well, and we're the leaders. So let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. If you look at a coach in the NFL, when they say the buck stops here, what does that mean?
I mean, it's a business. That's more of a business decision. And it's just kind of the thing they have to do when the team is losing or not succeeding or meeting its expectations. So they just cut more. Sometimes coaches, sometimes players. It depends, right? That varies. Variables change. But in a relationship dynamic, which we're speaking to right here, right? When a woman and man are signing up to be with each other in a contract agreement, saying that, okay, I'm here for you because I love you and I want to build with you. And both of you say, okay. Especially if you get married, and you take the vows and do all the process, proper things properly. Now, when you took those wedding vows or whatever steps you took to get to that point, you understood good and well that what the wedding vows meant. Now that things don't go your way, and I'm not speaking just to women, it goes to men too, but mostly because nowadays, mostly women are leaving, mostly women are shaking the spot. Fact is, they are the weaker ones, right? In the relationship, they're giving up. They're quitting on the process. They're trying to cheat the process by saying, I'm going to take a shortcut to make sure my happiness is intact, which comes back to, and that then brings the accountability of them having one foot in, one foot out, because they never really truly believed. They always had in the back of their mind, oh, you know what? I like this guy, but if he doesn't do, I'm going to leave him. Now, to say that, to land this plane, I truly believe that if you're going to get married and you're going to build a family, right, I believe you must work it out by all means, except to be a fornication, okay? Other than that, you need to work it out.
Shout out to Hank in the building. Brother, I have sincere pushback. when you talked about being married, you led with love, right?
That's what's the foundation.
Oh man, love is the foundation. So I believe. Let me tell you what I believe. I believe marriage is a covenant. I think marriage is an exchange of strength for weaknesses. I know one of the talking points in the space is that marriage is a business. I don't believe that, unless you're referring to marriage as a covenant, which is, in line with biblical principle of marriage being a covenant. And again, exchange for weaknesses. When I married my wife, even when we got together, we had a conversation, what I call getting out the ugly, right? We had a conversation about everything that would, you're disclosing things that would totally make you unattractive to the other person, right? If they, if you can put up with this, and this is what I've been through, and this is where I'm at, and this is what I'm on, and where does that put us, right? And it put us in a really, really great standard once we got the ugly out, right? So my relationship, love is there. It's not built on love though, bro. That's a shaky foundation, man.
Okay, and let me add context to that, right? Is the foundation is what I'm saying. But for the relationship to grow and become stronger, all the other variables set in place, like respect.
Well, the love is the glue that holds that in place. But what is your foundation is what I'm asking you.
Okay, so the foundation is respect, honor thy partner, right? Because it is a union between two people to become as one, right? So therefore, her hurt is my hurt, and my hurt is her hurt. And we have to be able to weather the storm. Weathering the storm comes with, once again, the foundation being not just love, but respect. Love and respect go hand in hand, right? Because you can't have one without the other. So the foundation, while the process moving to get to know someone and get into marriage, you then say, okay, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Nobody goes in saying, oh, I just want to marry, and they see me because y'all got an argument, you're going to leave. And to move the point forward, the results are in, right? The results are in that as a community today, and specifically Black community, we are worse off as a people by divorcing and leaving relationships and breaking families up. We're in worse position than ever before in history. And we have more money than we ever had in history.
Fair. So you'd have to adjust. I would challenge to adjust that for inflation. But let's say this, because you brought up something else too, right? You were talking about women, and this is such. I get Kevin Samuels talked about, and God bless his soul. Honestly, we sit up there and we talk about women file for divorce, and I agree with you. Women do file for divorce more than men, yes. But who leaves, brother? Would you? Okay, let me ask you this: how many have you been married before? Are you currently married?
No, I'm not currently married.
Have you been married before?
No.
Okay, you've never been married before, not currently. Okay. Of the men in your life, do you talk to or know any men that are married?
Yes.
Okay. The men that you talk to, are they happily married or are they just there?
I know a few guys are happily married.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody I know, like my boy Rodney, he's very happily married. His wife has a very good dynamic. Fuck others not yet. So everybody that I'm in contact with are happily married.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take that. I will tell you, in my experience, for the most part, I don't know M3's experience, and Best is out here as a slut monkey. But I know I don't know M3 experience. But I'll say for me, a lot of dudes that I know, especially when they get deep into the years, these guys that have not put in the work in their relationship and their marriage, do you know what happens when those kids get grown and they out the house and they become empty nesters, and they find out that they've only been together for the sake of the kids, and they've actually been roommates for 18 to 21 years? They check out because they don't know each other, right? And so what absolutely happens is, a lot of times the man has already checked out. Why? Because men will tolerate for the sake of keeping the family together, keeping peace in the home, making sure she ain't coming through, working my nerves and yelling and screaming. And listen, man, I get it. I'll land this plane and I'll go on mute because I know some other people might want to jump in here and cook. But I get it. All you not you, brother Ruthless. All the super alphas out there in the manosphere land, and you just a super alpha. You super alpha at work. You super alpha in the gym. You super alpha in the home. You super alpha in church. You are the superest alpha of any alpha that has ever been created. That's a bullshit lie. You know what I'm saying? There's a hierarchy everywhere. And we all know how to adapt and coalesce in relationships, man, when you maneuvering in real life. So I don't subscribe to that alpha talking. You just dominate, and then she just gonna bend to your will and this, that, and the third, right? I don't subscribe to that at all. Okay, and so go ahead, bro. My bad.
To say to your point about men checking out, that's a lot of speculation. It is some cases where we don't have enough evidence to know because nobody knows the heart, right? But God, the
only thing we know, brother, is that women file. Okay, but what we also know, listen, it's not necessarily anecdotal. We can look at interviews, we can look at TV shows, we can look at, listen, brother, when we go to the barbershop, when we go on the basketball court, when we talk with our homeboys, when we look at colloquialisms and vernacular, where that old hag, the ball and chain, the way that some men refer to their wives, it tells you they not there. If a dude got a side chick and he's married, that tells you he's already checked out.
Okay, so what I'm saying is today, I'm speaking to today and right now, right? So it'll be pure speculation. Say, oh well, most guys are checked out. We don't have enough evidence.
But brother, you couldn't even say today because only 33% of black men are married. You couldn't even say today people are not even getting married anymore.
Once again, we should know that there's wisdom in understanding that a relationship that is built on pure self-happiness is subjective, right? So therefore, yeah, a man knows how to be in his thing that he dedicated himself to and not rely completely on him being happy. He has to go, maybe there's a time where he feels disconnected and he needs time to regroup. He needs time for himself to, reflect. But that's not time to throw away the family. It's not time to burn down a house. It's not time to run.
You're proving my point. That's what I said about men. Men will stay. Men will stay.
Right, but for the purpose is to fulfill the purpose of which the vows he took. And it's honorable. And it's very honorable for him to stay. So it's not just checking out. No, it's, you know what?
No, they've already checked. No, brother, you're missing what I'm saying. I'm saying the man has checked out mentally, physically, emotionally. He's just there.
You can't know that. You can't know that unless you know it's hard, right?
Who can't know that?
You can't know what, man. You can't. You're just speculating, right? You're speculating right now.
That's a fact. I can agree to that because I done damn near went through that shit. So that
what are you talking, brother? What are you talking about? You said you never. Okay, let me ask you this, Ruthless. What is your longest relationship, Ruthless?
5 years.
5 years. So what happened in your longest relationship? Why did y'all break up? Who broke it off?
It was me. So
you broke it off. Why did you break it off?
Because it was just a battle for power. There was no my power versus her power, and those things right there were not conducive.
So you wasn't happy.
Yeah, I just couldn't we couldn't come to a structural agreement so that we can grow, right? We kept going back and back, trying to build the power structure once again. Me and I'm the man of the house, and you're the lady of the house. That was a constant battle. All right. So back to
those
my point,
5 years. Hold on.
Let me cook. Speaking in general, since you said it in general statements.
No, I want to keep it right on you. We're using you as a real example.
I'm speaking to your point you said earlier, right? And then I'll let you get back on me. What I'm saying is, in general, you spoke in general, man, and check it out. That is, once again, speculation. What I'm saying is, men are more honorable to work their relationship out. They were honorable to work through their problems. Being in a marriage.
Don't do those sides, Rilla. Don't do that. I did that. Don't do that.
And we as men, we don't get we look down upon in society by staying there. Oh, well, he's checked out. But women
that's
get
speculation,
praised.
brother. That's speculation.
The women get praised. They get incentive.
No, that's speculation, brother. You can't. No, you speculate.
This is facts. The courts and people around her community around her praises her for being a single mom, tearing down the relationship.
Oh, you definitely speculating.
And this is without question. So therefore,
oh no, you speculating.
I'm gonna let it play. All I'm saying is this, right? We have plenty of data. We have plenty of facts. But we're not better off as a people leaving each other. We're not better.
Agreed. We agree there. Fair enough. We agree there. But what I'm telling you, brother, is, and it's not speculation. You can look at like either whatever data is available from therapists, or just if you look at the observable, I will tell you that dudes stay, and we're talking in circles at this point, because I've already said guys will stay in relationships for duty and honor. I agree with you.
And patience.
No, this is where we missing each other. The man that I'm telling you that has already left the relationship has checked out mentally. He's not even concerned with the woman is telling him, hey, this is what I need to be happy. And because their emotions and happiness is fleeting and it flip-flops and it wanes and it this, that, and the third, dudes ain't into that, man. I'm gonna stay here for these kids. I'm gonna stay here. Where do you think the term cheaper to keep her comes from? There was a whole song made about that. Where do you think that comes from? Like this is what I'm saying. The brothers check out, but the women are the ones that file for divorce.
What is she asking for? What is she asking for?
What do all women typically ask for? More. No, we can't do that, man. We can't. We gentlemen. This is barbershop conversation. We talking in generalities. We know that women ask for more attention, more flowers, more love,
more money,
more whatever. Put more gifts.
It varies from relationship to relationship. But the point is,
no, we can't do that, man. I can't. I refuse as a man. I refuse to let you do that. I hear that from way too many females. It varies from relationship to relationship. No, we talking generalities.
That's what we talking about, general.
No, but then it doesn't vary if we talk in general.
Some women want money. Some women want.
Man, we can't do that, man. As man, I'm just saying as a gentleman, I can't participate in this conversation.
You can't agree with this. You can't agree with that women are becoming more selfish. And
hey man, you a confirmed bachelor, ain't you? You out here thotting and bopping, ain't you?
No,
tell the truth, shame the devil. You got kids, man. You got kids.
I got I got a daughter and a grown son.
Oh man, salute to you. Yeah. Oh yeah, you still out here thotting and bopping, man. You trying to solo seed. Go ahead, M3. I know you want to get in here, M3.
No, I'm not. Don't judge me like that.
Not to kind of real like you good though. I'm just having fun listening to y'all.
Wait, M3, because I think you live in the suburbs, man. I think you live in the suburbs. Am I lying? How many times do y'all sit around the garage on the weekend and y'all be talking about, man, you know, gentlemen in your circle?
This brother done cammed up.
Oh man,
that's right. That's right.
Listen, man. I listen. Yeah. I know my granddad is there. My granddad, Mr. French, Mr. Barry, they all used to sit in my granddad's garage drinking beer and barbecuing and smoking cigars, and they would talk about the ball and chain and the old hag, and they laugh about it. Them dudes stayed in those relationships for honor and duty. I agree with you. But what they also but what they tend to do is they bring the paycheck home to the woman. They're not emotionally available. They don't have emotional. You said what?
That's speculation.
You see what I'm saying?
That's his brother's word. He like that word speculation, man.
Man, hey, Red.
He said I came in on a cape and all kind of shit. I like this brother, man.
I ain't even tripping with him.
Man.
But listen, it's convenient for me to speculate. But when I say he's speculating, he ain't speculating.
I'm not speculating.
You speaking actual factual, backed up. I can go to blackdemographics.com.
Yeah, everything he's saying is official.
It's not facts that women are leaving relationships more than
no. What you have is that's not what you have, brother. What you have is that women file.
She burnt the house down for the most dumbest stuff.
Brother Ruthless. What you have is that women file. No, you keep saying they leave the relationship. No, brother. What you have is that they file first.
That's facts.
That is a fact. I agree with you.
Okay.
Who leaves the relationship
trying to
first?
put it back on the men saying, well, we caused her to leave because we checked out. That's not right. That's not facts.
Oh, okay. You're right.
You can't put it on me. If she can't stand the heat in the kitchen, if she wants to run and burn the house up, then she's going to have to suffer the consequences of her actions. And quit blaming it on me.
I know.
Shout out to KS, man. Rest in peace.
I know. Hey, Ruthless, who hurt you, man?
Burnt down kitchen.
Who hurt you, man? Hey, Ruthless. Hey, Ruthless, your mama black.
Hey, everybody got you.
I like this guy.
Yeah.
Y'all crazy, man.
You can't hurt me, right? Because I know I'm strong in my foundation. So I understand. Once again, I'm not letting women off the hook either. Now, we did our wrong, men. We've done our part. I'm not saying we're not a part of the problem. I'm saying that we have done things, right? And I'm not sitting here trying, oh, yeah, we're just the best person. No. But what I'm saying is, right, both of us have a part in this shit. And we need to own it.
And that's the moral of the story.
Moral of the story.
Okay,
Queen,
cool. How's that working out?
Queen, you don't have nothing on this at all.
No,
Rilla, why you up in here? Rilla, why you start trouble? Why you trying to trouble me here, Rilla?
I'm trying to get the numbers up.
I think I do think that.
Oh man, it's been a cold stream, boy. I tell you that much.
I think at times both parties check out. They can have the potential to check out early in the relationship and just stick for whatever reasons. Sometimes women may stick around because financially they can't make it on their own, because they're at home with the kids. I know quite a few situations like that. But I do think that women file and men check out first. They're long.
Salute, Queen. Salute to you, Queen.
With that, Queen. Okay, that's not facts.
That's salute, Queen.
Okay, Big Rich stuff. Take the cape off.
I'm in the field, so I know my facts. I know my facts. They come from my clientele. Where your facts at? Your friends? I've been in this field for a while. My facts come from my clients. So
your clients don't represent.
Okay, well, your friends don't represent what you do too. Well, you don't. The mirror.
Wait. Hold.
So where you get your facts from? The mirror.
Wait. Hold on, guys. Wait. Let's leave the clients right and the friends out of the conversation. Okay, Salute to Hanifa. Thank you for
salute to Hanifa, Naya. Salute, sister. Go ahead, Queen. Finish your point. Go ahead.
No, I just think I don't know. I just think people, when you have like I said before, when you have a conversation, you got to hear stuff, and sometimes you're wrong, and some people don't. They stay on that soapbox, but the proof is in the pudding. How's it working for you? So keep going the way you're going, and you're gonna get the results you get. So good luck in life. And on that note, I mute myself.
Was that your mic drop right there, Queen?
I think it damn sure was. Sister Lisa, what's going on? How are you, sister? What's up?
I love it, man.
We can't hear you, sister.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Perfect. Yes.
All right. Peace to the panel. I'm just passing through. I'm working tonight. I was like,
I'm glad you're here.
Let me go and hang out with these fellas. It's been a while. How is everyone doing?
We're doing
blessed, sister. What's up?
Good to see you.
I'm here. I'm just listening to the conversation, but I wanted to just add my 2 cents because I think Rilla is right, and I think some other people. I cannot remember who said what. I think the last person I heard kind of like reiterating it was Rilla. We really have to be careful with the stats. We really do. It just doesn't tell the whole story. And then to make like really blanket statements on people's situations, because somewhere within that stats of women filing for divorce, there's abused women, right? Somewhere within that stat is people who just married because maybe there was a child involved, and it's just so many different factors and dynamics involved in those stats. It's just lazy to me. This is my opinion. I think it's just, I don't even want to say intellectually dishonest. I think it's intellectually lazy to just state that, oh, well, 80% of women file for divorce without really, when you start asking the why, and you start to get the stories on the why, I think that percentage begins to decrease tremendously. It's not to say that there are women who's like, well, I'm not happy anymore, so I'm leaving. They exist. Of course, they're there in that number. It's not to say that there aren't women in that number who say the grass is green on the other side, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump the fence. They exist in that number. But there are women that come from so many other different dynamics and situations that's also in that number. And I think it's just unfair. Excuse me?
What's that?
Excuse me? I didn't hear you.
What are the other dynamics?
Oh, the other dynamics, I would say, it could just be situations where the guy cheated. We don't talk about that, right? One of the things I always have said, and I know this because I think that men are way more loyal than women. So I think that, and I've said this, I've seen situations where men will sit in relationships that are over, but they just won't file. You hear the stories. You hear women say, we haven't slept.
Fact.
You hear women say, we haven't slept together in 3 years. We haven't slept in the same bed in 5 years. But that brother will not get up and go and file. So the woman would say, well, I just went ahead and filed. There are those stories too. So my point is that there are so many dynamics involved in that number. And I just think it's unfair to those women, whoever they are, that had a legitimate reason for filing, to just lump them into, oh, women are just fickle. And that's why women are filing for divorce. I think we got to be really careful how we throw out numbers and without getting the full stories of because these are real people that we're talking about. We can't just minimize people and reduce them to numbers in a stat. We really have to be careful with that. These are real life people and their stories. So that's really kind of just what I wanted to add in there.
So we do understand your story. We heard you, but
wait, Ruthless Truth.
Yeah, what Vouaghn Bryant said.
Yeah, before you begin, right?
Yeah.
Well, Derek Jackson cheat, but yeah, we'll go with that, right? But
Derek Jackson, not a black man.
But Sister Hanif, I definitely want to say, definitely salutes to you for your comments, because I mean, you're absolutely right, But here's the thing. It could be various reasons. You know what I mean? Maybe it could be like a scarcity. Who knows? But it depends on the person's situation. Maybe he has like a lot that he loses. Maybe he actually loves the woman. Or maybe he's scared because he feels like, okay, if he doesn't try to repair the relationship or the marriage soon, and the woman leaves him, then he may not find no one else like her. And most of the times, I keep it real, bros. Most of us, we more focus on the positive things of an unruly woman as opposed to seeing what's out there.
Here you go.
Put you on that, M3. Stand up for
You
us.
said where I'm M3. I just want to be clear that I just want to make sure that I heard you correctly. You said that we tend to focus on the positive things of an unruly woman. Is that what you just said? I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
Yeah, I said maybe most men probably focus on the positive things of a woman as opposed to what's happening right now. Because I'm still trying to figure out what keeps men to hold on to a woman, and that relationship is pretty much dead. And the only thing I could think of is that usually a man would try to establish what's positive about the woman as opposed to the negative. So what we try to fight for is, I want to fight for, the first time we met, the good old times, but we get stuck into the abusive type of relationships, not just physical, but mental, verbally, emotional, spiritually, that type of abuse. But we don't really
my opinion, if I may, my apologies. Who did I interrupt? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you good. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this real quick. My opinion and my observation to that M3 is this: it's it's socialization. This is why, as women, we have such a major sense of entitlement. It's the way that we are socialized in society, right? The cushion, the routes of escape, the support system, the second chances, the graces that are extended to women aren't extended to men.
Nope.
And let's just go further back. The caution and so forth that's extended to girls, because we talking about the children who become adults, that's extended to girls aren't extended to little boys. I'm a boy mom, so I can speak on this. It's not extended to boys.
No, it's not.
So as boys, you guys are socialized to where, look, I have to stick it out. I have to make it happen. There is no other chance for me, specifically black men, if we really want to get into that. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I agree with you. But to answer your question, you're asking what makes a man do that? It's the way that we are socialized in the society. It's the way men, little girls and little boys are socialized, who then become men and women. That's the simple answer that from my observation, and if I am going to be transparent and honest, it is the way we socialize. And as a woman, I have even had to do the work of really unlearning and undoing a lot of that sense of entitlement myself, that bias myself.
Like the quitters.
Because it's a programming and it's real. But until you really want to be like authentic and serious and really want to work with men, if you really care about men and you really want to support men, not this thing that we just out there saying, I love men, I support men. No, if you really want to support men, you're going to have to really dig deep and deal with your biases, because as women, we all have it if you were raised in this society. And if you say you don't, you are a damn liar. That's my response to that.
And I'm gonna say this. I think a lot of times, you know, I've heard this. I just don't want to do it all over again. So I think a lot of times people stay for whatever reasons because they're lazy. They don't want to put the work in building what they didn't like with someone else. So they'll just tolerate the bad parts and just try to enjoy the good parts.
That's what we signed up for.
No, well, I mean, that's on you. You.
That's what we signed up for, right?
No, you ain't signed up for that.
Oh, hold on. Let Queen talk real quick. Hold on.
I didn't say not willing to change. That's what you signed up for, working it out. You ain't signed up to just tolerate and be lazy and not want to know your worth and go put in the work with someone else. That's not what you signed up for. But if that's what you signed up for, good luck in life.
So you say you're better?
That's not what I signed up for.
So okay, so I'm saying is this, right? When you take the wedding vows, they not hold any weight.
What?
The wedding vows. The wedding vows state clearly, the ones that you repeat in front of all your family, in front of all your friends, they hold weight. And that's the contract you agreed to. And the contract stated clearly and concise. For good times or bad times, till death do us part. And you dismiss that by saying, you know what? I'm selfish. It's all about me. I'm out.
Ruthless. That's not everybody vows.
That's not what I said, though. But
that's not. But even more importantly, see, we get hung up on these vows, right?
Yeah.
And it's vows when it's convenient. When so let me say this. This is my second time married, right? When I married the mother of my children, we wrote our own vows. The only thing that the officiator needed to do is announce that he was sanctioned by the, we were in Jamaica, so whatever sanction he had over there, he announced that we were officially married. But we were already married because you have to come over there with your marriage certificate anyway. That was just a ceremony. But those vows don't read the same for everybody. But I understand the sentiment of what you're saying when you talk about making that commitment, right? So when you talk about those vows, it's the same as a contract, right? And unfortunately, in Western society, contracts get broken every day, B.
So then why do we promote marriage? Why promote marriage then?
Because men want marriage.
Women don't want marriage?
Oh no, women absolutely want marriage.
Okay,
but
so
women, wait, hold on. Women don't determine whether they get married. Men do.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this.
But you're saying, why do we promote marriage?
Yeah, because you just say right now is, well, the wedding vows are just something we just say like a rap song.
That's not, well, I hate if you took it that way.
If you're not holding up to your wedding vows, that's like
So
you in business, you got a contract with your partner. He's stealing from you, doing all this other stuff. You gonna stay there? Because you say death
that is something totally different. We're talking about,
it's the same thing.
We're talking about no. We're talking about a eternal contract.
If a contract's a contract, a contract's a contract. You can't.
We're talking about an eternal contract.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on. You know, this is why I hate talking about these topics, and this is why the more I go on, why I really don't want to be on panels, and I really kind of hate being around a lot of people on YouTube. Because people don't want solutions. People just want to have circular conversations. And people just want to hear themselves talk. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have any time for that. In fact, my time about tomorrow, my time's going to be even less because I have a whole bunch of, salute the Negro, a bunch of business stuff I'm getting into. But I digress. That's not the point here. The point here is this, right? I said, we've been on this stream for 3 hours, 12 minutes, and 3 seconds, right? And I said in the beginning of the stream, I laid down the point. You know what I mean? But of course people don't listen because they just want to have circular conversation because most of y'all are just losers and bottom feeders and you just love entertainment. You don't come here for solutions, you just come here to be entertained. You know what I mean? And that's just the facts. Now, with that being said, you know what I mean? And if the shoe fits, wear it. And I'm not apologizing for anything. A lot of this is this, right? If you really want solutions, right? I gave y'all the stone cold solutions, right? About when these are happening. And this is why I agree with, you know, Chicago really gonna kind of, you may like this point. This is why I agree with Mr. Daniels, what Mr. Daniels says, and salute to him and his crew, you know, Lapeef and all them. This is why when he says that he don't want to be on panels no more, he's tired of talking, you know what I mean, to people because it don't go nowhere. This is why he says that, because people don't listen. People don't want solutions. People don't want to be successful. People don't want healthy relationships. They don't want that. They don't want that. What they want to do is sit and have circular conversations. You know what I mean? They want to keep making the same points and complain about religion, marriage, relationships, and all these other things. And then when you finally give them solutions, they do not listen. You know what I'm saying? They do not listen. You know, and I said it earlier, I gave you the simplest of solutions, and yet we keep coming back to this conversation over and over again. For what? For what? What's the reason? What's the purpose? You know what I'm saying? If we're not going to have solution-based oriented conversations, then we're wasting time. And literally, I don't have no time to waste. I should have been in bed about maybe 20 minutes ago, but I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Had a late dinner. It is what it is. Now,
was it good?
Oh, it was incredible, baby. So listen, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, my thing is this, right? And really said it perfectly. And really, I don't know if you even caught on to what you just said, right? When them three brought up Derrick Jackson, you said Derrick Jackson isn't a what? What did you say about him?
No, I just said he wasn't a black man.
You said he wasn't a man, right? You said that, right? And my thing is that my solution on you was this, right? Stop giving these females the title woman, right? Because we have to earn our title as a man, right? We have to earn our title of who we are. So if you keep giving these females these titles who don't earn these titles, who are out here doing whatever they want to do, they're out here doing whatever behavior they want to do, whether egregious or not, right? And they're not fitting the mold of a woman, right? That you see as a woman, because our perception of women is different from each man. We have what? How many people we got on this panel? We got 7 people on this panel. If you ask them to define the qualities of a woman, it's going to be different for each person. You ask them to define the qualities of a man, it's going to be different in each person. There may be some similarities. Salute to Stan Joseph. There's going to be some similarities, but there's going to be different for each person. So if that person does not fit what you deem or that you define as a woman, you know what I'm saying, in a healthy relationship for you, you know what I mean, then at the end of the day, that's not the person you need to be with. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that you're trying to make someone who's not qualified to fit in a relationship for you, fit in a relationship for you. So you basically got a small size shoe and you wear 12 and now you're trying to put on a 10. That 10 don't fit you. This female don't fit you, brother. Let her be where she at. If she for the streets, let her be for the streets. You know what I'm saying? If she on that 3 or 4 times, let her be on that time. Stop trying to make these females who don't fit your criteria to fit your criteria. You know what I'm saying? Because as a man, you know what I mean? If you're not fitting the criteria, whether by women or by other men or society or whatever, they tell you that you don't fit that criteria. And that's a fact. If you do something off kilter as a man, and we all know what off kilter things are, we don't gotta get to semantics, right? You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm saying, so you conflame my points, but whatever. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? My thing is this, right? If we have to qualify ourselves for men, right? And we have to do that on a regular basis, you know what I'm saying? Then make the females qualify themselves as women. Salute to Isaac. Good to see you, brother. Make the women qualify themselves as a woman. And if they don't do that, and they don't fit the mold, right? Then let them go. Let them go.
Right. We hear you, intellectual.
You know what I mean? Is the solution the title or how you? Hold on, brother. Hold on. Is the solution the title or how you treat the person you feel has earned the title? Huh?
It's the solution
the title? It's not easy.
Wait. Is the solution to you talking about our women are too strong for relationships, or how you treat the person you feel earned the title? You may have to elaborate a little bit.
I'm not understanding your question, Sistania.
All these solutions.
Well, all men and women, the adjective in front of the word can kind of we are. But how you treat the person? Well, it could be either it could be either or, right? Because basically, I'm going. My definition of if I'm defining somebody, if they're a woman or not, is how that person's treating me. So if she's not acting in accordance of a woman, I'm not going to call her a woman. Because if I'm not acting in accordance as a man, I'm not going to be called a man. I'm going to be called something way different. And sometimes they're going to get downright. And hold on, sometimes they're going to get downright disrespectful in how they address us as men. Right? If we do anything out of accordance, we're gonna be called bitch ass niggas. We're gonna be called all types of names. If we do something that they don't see us as men, we know this is men. So why do we keep giving these females a pass? It's because you want that ass. It's because you want that ass. Let's be honest. You want to be with that. You want to be with that female, even though she don't qualify for what you're looking for. You just want to be with her. Just be honest. Just be honest. Just like this fake outrage I do on YouTube about this pearly thing. This fake outrage that a lot of y'all been doing. Y'all know it's really about that y'all just want to clout chase and y'all want to get y'all ratings up. Y'all don't really want solutions. Y'all don't really want to take out this person. Y'all don't really want to go at her and really get her canceled. You don't want to do that. You don't. Because if you did, you report her channel, which you don't want to do. So that's the thing. We don't want solutions in the community. We want entertainment. And that's what's wrong with our people. Our people is addicted to entertainment. Addicted to entertainment, and we're not addicted to solutions, and that's why we continue to fail.
Of ourselves.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why we continue to fail.
But you said we should be ashamed of ourselves, Queen?
I said at the expense of ourselves.
Oh, at the expense of us.
We let everybody else clown us and talk about us, but we can't talk. We can't say one word about them. But we just welcome.
The solution. Hold on, Queen. The solution. This is Kanye. Stop giving people a title that they don't earn. Okay, so if a woman hasn't earned that title, and she a female and she's acting like a female, then don't give her that title as a woman. If a male is not acting like a man, and he's not acting in accordance with that, don't give him the title as a man. And as men, we know we're not gonna give the title if we don't do certain things. We know this already. So why are we playing games when it comes to women? Y'all playing games because y'all want to be with that woman. Just be 100. That's really what it is. Y'all want to be with that female, even though she don't qualify for you.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the solution. You know, if the person don't qualify, let them go. As the great Bolo TV says, and you're gonna like the sister Anye, your vibe attracts your tribe. Right? Attract the tribe that you want, and you'll be with that right person. And that's it.
No. Then you get mad about it and you talk about women ain't nothing. Women need to be held accountable later on the panel because you chose a thought and tried to make a church girl.
Facts.
Speak on that, right? Well, first and foremost, everybody, 13 people on YouTube, 13 people on Rumble, or now the views is going up on Rumble. But look, follow Knowledge Relationships on Rumble because look, if you want to know why, I'm gonna be straightforward with you. YouTube is very censoratory, so a lot of things that we're saying, we gotta be careful when we're on that type of platform. However, you go to Rumble, you ain't gotta worry about nobody flag you. You ain't gotta worry about nobody micromanaging you or your content. You ain't gotta worry about taking your stuff down that you work hard for. So I encourage people, right? Strongly encourage people here on YouTube right now, because one day I'm not gonna be streaming on YouTube. I'm dead serious. I'm gonna be having exclusive content right here on Rumble, and the things that we're saying now is gonna be even more intense and more unfiltered. No pun intended. But still, you know. Just click the link.
I ain't gonna be there.
No, you're gonna be there. Okay, it's a requirement. But you're going, guys. Click on the link. Okay, create a Rumble
Ruthless
account.
Truth. He bounced out.
Yeah, he bounced out. But
I had some questions for bruh, man.
No, you don't. You good.
I got questions for bruh.
You know, some questions are just meant to be unanswered, Riggs.
That's right.
For
Some
another time.
need to be just stay in question mode. Don't even ask.
Okay, ladies, so far, thank you for signing up for Rumble. All you gotta do is just click the link. It will take you to Knowledge Relationships on Rumble, and then when we start having our exclusives, then you'll see why it's more important to follow us. I'm just gonna say this, you know, and my wife, she had to really pray for me, with all this YouTube stuff, man, before I even did the stream. Because I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, right? I did the topic, right, because, hey, we've been talking about men for too long. Yeah, sometimes I gotta switch it up. But I was like, man, people are gonna get in their panties. They're gonna get into their feelings. I ain't got time for this bullshit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, this is an entertainment and / educational channel. So of course, I gotta make it something that's gonna spark the eye, make people rile up, so then I could give you guys these solutions, or our team could give you guys, the solutions. But here's the thing, right? Just like what Mr. Best said, man. Y'all complain about people not giving solutions, but y'all still supporting the channels. And here's the thing. If YouTube don't like something, they'll just take it down. Or they'll report, or somebody will report it. So if you don't like what you're seeing, why you keep entertaining it? Why you keep watching it? Why you keep promoting Wonder Bread? You know who the fuck I'm talking about. But I don't need to say her name because I'm not giving her that clout. Because y'all like what y'all see. And which that brings a good question to myself. What is the point of having these thought-provoking solutions, and the majority of guys that be watching, right, dumb yourselves down to a bunch of frivolous entertainment that degrades our own people? So I don't know.
Can I help you with that, M3?
Go ahead, Chicago Real.
And I'm gonna jump.
You next.
I'm gonna jump down after this, so I know somebody else just pulled up on the panel. I only stayed really because Queen was still up. This space, and I talk offline with Bess, and often when I talk about, when we talk lately, I'm always telling him really three content creators that I look at. I look at EYL, Earn Your Leisure. I look at Joe Budden, and I look at Joe Rogan. I look at Joe Rogan because he's like top dog in podcasting space. I look at Joe Budden because of how he's pulled the LL Cool J and being able to reinvent himself, and how he was the forerunner really for black podcasters and hip hop podcasters in particular. Riggs dropped off. Man, Riggs. Anyway, and then I look at Earn Your Leisure because, and this goes to the point that you and Bess are talking about and where y'all frustration is at, which I can relate to. I look at Earn Your Leisure because people say, oh man, no, they just want to be entertained. They just want to be entertained. No, this space that we find ourselves in, man, it's a very small space. And No disrespect to nobody, but it's exactly what Bess was saying. Man, I'm not trying to offend nobody, but it's like bottom feeders. It's a cesspool of Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, Morton Downey Jr., you know what I'm saying? Sally Jesse Raphael, Wendy Williams, Chatty Patty, Messy Betty behavior, where everybody just feeds off of beefing, constant bickering, and constant arguing. And I gave my prediction the best after this whole thing shakes out with the current debacle that's going on. The people that you look at YouTube as a business, they're going to continue to do YouTube as a business. The people that look at this as just entertainment, they're going to continue to do what they find entertaining, and they're going to get the crowds that come with wanting to be entertained. And the people that are looking for solutions and work, they're going to create a whole, well, it's already forming, because everybody doesn't identify as I identify as pro-black, but my definition is different from what you guys may think in terms of wearing a dashiki and fist in the air and all that other stuff, right? But the people that want real solutions for the community and don't want to be in no community, I don't even understand what that means. Those alliances are forming, and those audiences, I know you guys get frustrated when you're putting out, your best work and it's quality content and it's thought-provoking conversations, and then you only got 2 or 3 people. Well, the whole point of it is not about how many people are over here, but how well you build community. And that's the code you got to crack to build community and not use tricks, gimmicks, or entertainment to do it. Now, if you look at EYL, they do incorporate entertainment and an entertainment component, but it literally is like a entertainer talent type that they'll book. It's not like they up there tap dancing while giving you a stock pick. You see what I'm saying? Whereas Joe Budden is strictly entertainment, and then he just gives you a thought-provoking hot take on it, right? And so I just think ultimately in this space, man, y'all just got to keep the faith. I told Bess, man, I think you guys are a bridge. I think what y'all doing is important, but I also think y'all have to figure out, I think moving to like a Rumble, a Twitch, a TikTok, a fan base, leveraging those social media outputs and figuring out different ways to crack the code on the algorithm to get more eyeballs on you is good. But I also think it's going to be good for y'all to move away from the space, because the eyeballs that you're going to attract is going to be the same eyeballs that just want to come in here for the tomfoolery and fuckery. And that's why y'all steady frustrated, because it's like, man, it's everybody that's been in this space for a minute is saying the same thing. It's time to elevate the conversation.
I'm not frustrated really at all. I'm not frustrated at all.
No, well, I am.
I know you are. I just understand who people are, and I slot them where they at. You know what I'm saying? And then after this, we can just close out, because I know it's getting late for everybody, so we can just go home.
Wait, not yet, because we do have Ozzy in there, so I gotta let Ozzy have his piece.
Definitely. I want Ozzy to share his point.
Oh yeah, we good. I always like to show my face,
Definitely, bro.
I'm honest with mine. Salute the chat. Nah, man, don't stop the content. It's just like I always be saying, like I always say before, people just gotta be honest and just understand, opinions change. But I know y'all was talking about earlier.
Hold on, Ozzy, hold on. I'm about to let you rock. I just want to finish my point.
Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna let you rock out.
Do your thing.
But to answer your question real quick, Mr. Bryant, because I know you was responding back to what I was saying. Womanhood and manhood could be shown through maturity and things of that nature. Definitely, that definitely could be. And you made another point, some maturity and something else. I'm trying to find your comment right now. Give me 1 second. Okay. Are we basing manhood and womanhood on maturity and experience? Yes, we could. We definitely could. But that's not the only thing we can base it on. So we can base it on a lot of factors. Ultimately, it's your definition of what you believe manhood and womanhood is. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, highlight the comment, Mr. Best.
You said, are we basing womanhood and manhood on maturity and experience? Yeah, we could base it on that, but it's ultimately your definition of it as well. Your own individual definition, and I guess whatever community you're a part of, how y'all define it as well. So, it's a twofold thing. And even in that community, you both are going to see certain things different. So there's certain things from a woman, you know, that I require that some other person may not require. They may not see as important for a woman to have, and vice versa, right? So that's just how it is. It's not a hard thing, but all those things are things that you have to define within yourself and within the person you plan to deal with. So if they fit your criteria of womanhood, then that's fine. And for a woman, if you fit your criteria of manhood, then that's fine. But understand that your definition is your definition. It's not everybody's definition. So,
Okay. Thanks, late to the fall. Ozzy, I'm gonna let you speak, man. Like, you got the floor for tonight.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna make this quick. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Chicago, you was really speaking some real best in the world. I agree with you with the solutions. Y'all made Ruthless Truth drop off the live and cry in the car and all that. But nah, my main thing is I know kind of late because I was in and out. But I heard that whole ball in the chain. And that's why I said Chicago. You kind of right on that side. But there's a whole nother culture of men like when they be saying that. If Ruthless Truth, you still listening? I wanted to get his opinion to you. This is my opinion. There's a lot of men out here that they might joke about that, but it's because they kind of need that in their life, because if they didn't have her, they would not calm down. And I'm talking about like extreme situations. Quick example, I ain't giving no names, but I had a homie. He had a girl. She was down for him. He was still out there going crazy, but he was on parole, but still stealing cars. So you see what I'm saying? Like, sometimes dudes, and then he would joke like, nah, she always want me home, but homie, like, she needs you at home, because if you not at home, if you not taking care of it, and they had a kid together, and they was about to get married, like, you would just be out there doing way too much. So sometimes that ball and chain comes with the joking effect, like, yo, like, cause I know with my spouse, my girl, like, yeah, if I didn't have it, like, yeah, I'll still be out there wilding. So I just wanted to touch on that whole ball in the chain, but and I don't want to make this real quick because I'm gonna have to jump down. Best in the world. I'm with you with the solutions. So I hope this sounds like a solution, and I think I said this before. Like, yo, if you, and again, the homeboy he dropped off the live. I wish he would have stayed. I just wanted to give an opinion. If you really want to like find that union, whatever you want to call it, marriage or lifelong commit, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I think people just need to be honest, man. Start asking them like real straight up questions. Now, these are just my examples. You don't know how to use them. But I asked my girl, like I said this before, yo, you're a ride or die. Like, yo, if you know, I got into a situation which, you know, my life is different now, but yo, would you have my bail money? You know, she was like, yeah, I got your back, da-da-da. And same thing, she asked me if I have her back. Or that's what I'm saying, like, people just need to start really just ask the other person extreme, not saying these extreme situations are gonna happen, but just see how they react, just see what happens. Like, we just went through a whole, I'm not gonna say it, but we went through a whole thing and starting in 2020. And people did a lot of shit. And some couples survived and some didn't. But I know I did some shit, allegedly, if you read between the lines, like, we need some other income. So I had to go out there and do what I had to do. My girl's a square. She was totally opposite. She was like, yo, how you paying these bills? Don't worry about it. And I told her and explained. She was cool with it. So basically, the bottom line I'm trying to get to is solutions. Is like, yo, make sure you really got somebody that's going to ride with you. Like, I know that might sound kind of like cliche, like you heard that in the song, but nah, this shit is real. Like, make sure you got somebody that's going to stand by your side. I don't know if anybody remembers this movie, but it was a movie with Russell Crowe, right? I know it's a movie, but it's kind of relates to real life. His wife got convicted for a murder that she didn't do. Homeboy did everything he can, busted her out of jail, and they fled the country with the kid. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have, I mean, I'm not saying everybody's gonna have that extreme situation, but that's the type of love you gotta have is really gonna work. Like, you gotta be like, yo, if we gotta flee the country, you ready to flee the country? Yeah. And I mean, I know that kind of sounds like straightforward and simple out there, but nah, that's what to my opinion, that's why I think a lot of marriages is not working. because you really got to know, like, yo, you really going to these extremes with me? Like, let me know. Another great example, Betty Shabazz, Malcolm X's wife. You know, I know everybody ain't no activists out there, but obviously she could have left him a million times. Like, you know, they had death threats, shit was getting bombed. So I'm just saying, like, just make sure you find that man or woman, just make sure you find that commitment where it's like, yo, nah, I'm gonna go to these lengths with you. And if you find that, like, okay, if that's cool with you, you're like, yeah, they really gonna ride out for me, that's when you need to me, that's a solution. Because if you know that person's mindset, and if you see the actions behind it, if they actually follow through, I think that's when you need to really start thinking about, like, yeah, true commitment. Besides that, I think, like, a lot of y'all touched on it earlier, like, nah, just don't give, because people want to give up. So don't waste your time. So, I mean, that's all I had to say. I don't know if anybody got questions, any opinions on that, but
man, Ozzy, thank you for sharing that, brother, and salute to you too as well, man. You know, I wish Ruthless Truth was up here to hear that. Maybe he did get ran off. I don't know. Ruthless Truth ain't trying to run you off, dog.
All right, he'll be back someday.
Ruthless Truth, stand on your opinions, bro. But just understand you gotta listen to other people at the same time. But anyway, but go ahead.
But I think Ozzy just shared a big point, and I'll just end it here. And this will be my last statement. And then we could close out after this, y'all. But I'll say this, you know. I think that's a big thing. Men and women have to be there for each other. And Ozzy, you made a good point when you shared, you know, the Betty Shabazzes. I also will share Martin Luther King's wife. She rode for him during the struggle. Frederick Douglass' wife provided the financial aid for him to become a socialite and politician because he had nothing. He literally had nothing, and his wife gave him the money in order for him to get into that field. You know what I mean? I shared this on my Black as Gold when I covered Frederick Douglass. So the women were essential to the cause just as much as the men. And we got to stop sitting here where we thinking that we're going to have these fantasy island type of relationships where the man just going to do everything and the woman don't do nothing but just sit back, have babies, and just sit at home and possibly just do nothing but raise the kids and that's it. No. You know what I mean? Our people have always gone forward where the man and woman have both been ride or die, as my man Ozzy said. You know what I'm saying? They both been about the cause. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's got to happen. If we're not both about the cause, then guess what? If something happens to me and I'm the man in that league, guess what? The cause is going too. Because she's not going to do nothing. All she know how to do is just raise kids and be at home all day. You know what I mean? She's not about the cause. She's not about, you know, helping us grow or be building or have generational wealth. Salute to creative solutions. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the issue. So both men and women have to take care of each other. Thank you, sister. I appreciate you. Thank you, Sister Anya. But that's what we have to be about. We got to be about the cause. And if we are not about the cause together as man or woman, you know what I'm saying, then we're going to fall. And the one that's the most vulnerable, the ones that's the most vulnerable when we're not about the cause is our children. Our children is the one that's out here drilling and being ratchet. Our children is the one out here that's suffering. And we don't see that. But we want to keep fighting about men versus women. Y'all need to grow up, man, and y'all need to see what's really going on within our communities. That's what I got to say. I'm done.
And I
Can
just
I
want
say
to add
something before I leave? My apologies. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say real quick, and I'm going to be quiet after this. Ladies, I mean, I know I talked about women supporting us, but it works the same thing for y'all. Like, I mean, I know this is not on the same level, but hey, if you need us to run to the store to get your tampons, cool, we going to do it. If you need us to take more of the mother role because of the kids are going crazy, just let us know. I'm just saying this acts in both ways. And I'm speaking the truth, because this is what I do. Like, I just brought like a whole stack of Costco supplied tampons like last week. I'm exaggerating, but I'm just saying, like, nah, I'm in here for, like, that's the world said, like, yo, we gotta work together and ride for each other. Those are the solutions. It's too many IG and picture perfect marriages and weddings out here like this. This shit is stupid. But nah, I just wanted to, and I'll be quiet now.
Salute to you, Ozzy.
Oh yeah. I know we're about to leave. I just wanted to say to what let me make sure I have it. Mr. Best in the World. Here's the thing. When you love people, when you love your community, when you let me say something. Everything is a tool. Everything. A hammer is a tool. How you use that hammer will determine the outcome. So I can decide I can use a hammer to build something, or I can use a hammer to go upside somebody's head. YouTube is no different. Okay. One of the things I do realize is this: we have a lot of conversations around Hollywood, and the way that the black man's image and the black woman's image is controlled by Hollywood, right? But we have a platform called YouTube. Okay, there is no one with a gun to your head saying to you on YouTube, when you decide to create your platform, this is what you need to do with this. You should degrade your people. You should cause division. No one is doing that. So you have an opportunity to actually control your image in the space. And some of us look at what we decide to do with that. So for me, yes, there is toxicity in YouTube. My first time coming into YouTube was to listen to lectures, to learn, to do research, all of that. Just different things. DIY projects, all of that. Okay? Is there toxicity? Absolutely. I would say to anyone, it's an alternate reality, right? You should not be coming here to get relationship advice. You can come and get some gems. You can come and get, but when it comes to building community, it's just a tool. You can use it to collab with people offline. You can use it to meet people who are serious about building. All of these things, you can use it for that. But I don't want us to just simply be like, chuck it to, YouTube is just a talk. It's not. It's the people who've chosen to use the tool called YouTube in that capacity. So when I look at us in this particular space, my question to us is, who is controlling your image here but you? Who is doing that but you? When you turn your camera on and you put the microphone in the front of your face to speak, what are you projecting out into the world? What are you saying about yourself? What are you saying about your family? What are you saying about your woman? What are you saying about your men? Because no one is making you do that in this space, right? And I used to say YouTube is almost like a micro of the macro being like the entertainment industry. And then of recently, I'm like, but who is making you do these things? So YouTube is not toxic. The tool is not toxic. The person whose hands the tool is in is toxic. Let's be clear on that. Because there are people on YouTube who are using YouTube in different ways and for good and to spread positivity and to build each other up. Those platforms exist. They existed long before this drama, long before what we're seeing now. They've always been around. So there's a couple, I'm going to close up with this. There's a number of things we have to really start doing. The first one is, before you come in this space trying to hold anyone accountable, you have to hold yourself accountable. Because you consume the toxicity because it feeds the toxicity in you. That's a big part of it. So a lot of this starts with self, but everyone wants to point the finger at everybody else, and no one wants to point it back at their self. That's the first thing. Deal with your issues, deal with your insecurities, deal with your relationship issues. Because let's be clear, there are some people right now on these spaces that are married and they're unhappy as hell. And you can tell by their rhetoric and how they speak in these spaces. Right? Because the black man that I'm married to, because I love him, because I love my black boys, because I love black men in general, I can never come in this space and degrade them. It will never happen. So that's another part of it. It's really taking accountability for self. We talk about solution, and thank you, Mr. Best, for that, right? Here's what I say to that as well. We have an opportunity to be the solution in the space. The issues that black people have existed long before any of this toxicity we're seeing here in this space. What it is that we brought it into the space. So you have to be, and this is a cliche and I know it, you have to be the change that you want to see, right? Don't look for the solution, be the solution. Because we have an opportunity to do that in this space. And some of us still choose to bring the toxicity here, right? And commodify it, right? And profit off of it. So that's my whole thing. Like, I get it. We can say what we can say, yes, YouTube is toxic, and I beg to differ. YouTube is simply a tool. That's like me looking at my hammer and saying the hammer is toxic just because it's a tool. No, how I decide to use the hammer determines whether the use of the hammer is toxic or not. I just wanted to make sure that I say that. We got to be clear on that, because that's the only way that you can hold people accountable. Stop blaming the tools. Stop blaming the drugs. Stop blaming the guns. Start dealing with the people who are utilizing these things to damage other people, to damage their image, to damage the image of the people that they say they love. That's the stuff we need to start addressing. That's where the solution starts. It starts with each one of us taking accountability for ourselves. And that's all I really wanted to say to that.
And sister, I totally agree with you on your points. I just want to say that my only point was that people ask for solutions, and then when you give it to them, they still want to complain. And that's the only thing I'm speaking to. Of course, YouTube can be used as a positive or negative, and you can decide what you want to do with it, right? It's like anything in life. Anything in life can be used for positive or negative. Your money, anything, any resource or tool that you have can be used for positive or negative. You use the hammer as an example, which is a great example as well. But I'm just saying, people ask for solutions, and then when you give them solutions, they don't want to do that because really they just want to complain and just spin this narrative because they just want to keep going back and forth. So that's
I agree with you, Mr. Best. I agree with you because I've said this on my platform. We don't want a solution. We want content. We don't want solutions. We want content. We want to create fictional conversations so that we can clip them up and create content. The lack of creativity in the space is exhausting as hell. So you're right. I don't disagree with you. I agree with that. We don't want solutions. We want content. And there is a difference. And from my experience in working with people offline, the best solution, first of all, is to get your ass off of these spaces or the internet and go actually touch some grass and interact with real life people. Starting with your family. Start with your family and your children. Don't talk about community when you're spending most of your time in these spaces and less time with your children. Damn. Because the 8 and 12 hours you're on here, giving us your time and your energy, where are those babies? Where are they?
Facts.
So that's really it.
As I said, sister, our children are the ones who are the most vulnerable. I said that too. So we definitely at one point. I know you're Aries, so maybe it's the Aries energy. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm an Aries, but I'm an Aries. I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight because go ahead.
We talked before. You told me that, so I remember.
Yeah,
I never forgot. So yeah.
Yeah, I know you guys are about to close out, but I haven't been on any panels or anything. I haven't even been on YouTube for a little bit. Probably almost like 4 months. I've taken a break from social media in general. Mm-hmm. But I'm working tonight. I'm on an overnight and I'm online. And so I saw you guys and I've always felt comfortable coming in this space. So I said, you know what? I haven't hung out with these panels in a while. Let me come up. So I appreciate you guys for allowing me to come up and to speak.
We appreciate you for just coming up, especially you take your time, from work, and you just come up to give us share your wisdom.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm gonna go ahead and say good morning to y'all. It's morning on my end.
Good morning to you, Sister Anita.
Grand rising, sister. All right, we'll have you later.
All right, peace, guys. You guys have a good one.
No problem. See you later.
Bye-bye.
All right. So in closing out, right, Vouaghn Bryant, hopefully you're still here, right? Because I wanted to answer your question. Let me know if you're still here. Just put a 1 if you're still here. But what Sister Hanifa said was definitely on key on that one. Now, I still have a hate relationship with YouTube for other personal reasons, but nevertheless, it is a tool. Okay, so you're still here. All right, I'm going to explain to you. Nevertheless, YouTube is nothing but a tool. Although the algorithm is also a tool as well too, and it still kind of promotes certain things, but I digress. The point is, when you have your following, if you're not relying on YouTube's algorithm, you could actually have a following of people like Bolo TV, salutes to him, who does come to a panel to talk about a lot of positive things, who is monetized. And whether you guys donate or not, it doesn't really matter. I mean, donation doesn't have to start with YouTube. It can just start with your heart and cash out. But the point is that like we as a people, like we gotta kind of like really like just be upfront. Like, hey, are you here just so you could just watch content, or are you here because you really want to have or see solution-based type of conversations, and you really want to be a part of the movement? Now, if that's not your key, if that's not your point, then still stick around and chat, still comment, still listen, still be respectful, but don't come up to the panels crying about what some other person is not doing for you, when you could actually be the person that actually could do for the next person that can actually benefit for your life. So, and salutes to like Ruthless Truth or whatever, despite of like, his topic points, no one ever has a right or wrong answer. I'm just gonna put it like that. And I still respect you. I know you probably went to bed or whatever, right? But hey, salutes to you. And you're always welcome to come up here. So with that being said, so Vouaghn Bryant, so pretty much Rumble, the difference between Rumble and YouTube, pros and cons. Of course, YouTube is a huge platform. It is the second largest search engine compared to Google. Okay, so of course, if you're trying to find some things or whatever or how to do, you can always go to your buddy YouTube. That's one thing I will say about YouTube is that you can find pretty much almost anything and you can learn everything. Sources is out there. Okay. However, when it comes to Rumble can benefit things tremendously. Here on YouTube, we have to follow YouTube guidelines, rules, regulations. We got to get above 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, which we do have all that. We already exceeded the expectations. But along with that, you have to deal with dumbass human beings reviewing your channel and not knowing what the hell they're talking about. So you may just be demonetized still. But however, with Rumble, you don't have a problem with that. You could actually have a freedom of speech, and that's why, like, I'm gonna still keep advertising Rumble. So I'm gonna put it up there in the chat again. If you guys have not, click Rumble, create an account, please do so, because Rumble actually has automatic super chats to help support content creators. It actually have many more tools that it will have to offer. Plus, like I said before, you have your freedom of speech, and you don't have to worry about being demonetized as long as you're not showing anything that is like, super graphic, if you know what I mean. Okay, or you're not trying to talk about hate speech. But if you're trying to get your truth that's out there, you don't have to worry about companies like YouTube that is censoring you because you have an opinion to say. So you never know when YouTube will create their rules and regulations, and also because YouTube retroacts whatever they update. And a lot of content creators, when they update their censorship, and they had to kind of go back to it. A lot of YouTubers had their channels shut down because they didn't want you to do pranks no more. They didn't want you to play video games that was too graphic. They didn't want you to do all that stuff. They even want you to curse at all, really. Otherwise, you'll have been demonetized, or they will pull your video down, and then you'll just get flagged and have a community strike. And 3 community strikes, you are definitely out. There's a lot more to it I could say about the negatives of YouTube, Vouaghn Bryant, but honestly, I just want to focus on trying to get people to connect to Rumble, because honestly, Rumble is definitely the future. And when they start rolling updates like in the near future, I think it will definitely be worth it. So we still will be streaming on YouTube, But I think going forward, if it's going to be content that I look at it like it's going to be a little bit too harsh for YouTube standard or too graphic, then I'd rather just pull the content down and just direct people to Rumble. Because you never know. One day you may wake up and YouTube just will probably say, hey, your channel's terminated. Because we feel like it. Or because we look at your channel like it's too political or too much of the truth. So hopefully that answers your question, Vouaghn Bryant, why I encourage people to click on the link, create a Rumble account. It's fast, it's easy, it's simple. And make sure you guys follow us on Knowledge and Relationships here on Rumble. And he says, yes, I will check it out. Later false, is Rumble like YouTube 2008? Yeah, honestly, Rumble is Rumble. You know, it's a Canadian platform. So, you know, if you already create your Rumble account, just take a look at Rumble. You'll see how it is. But to pretty much add on to the caveat, Rumble is pretty much less restrictive than YouTube. Just as most people from YouTube won't go to Twitch. So asking for Rumble, it's like asking for Mixer views. It's new, so just another app to download. Well, yeah. If you guys really support us, like you guys will do that.
Yeah, so we need those cash apps to get keep Queen's bail bond money in the bank.
And plus, I gotta pay the team reparations, man. So you know what I mean. Right. So,
especially Queen.
Yeah. But Chicago Real, thanks for tuning in. Ozzy, thanks for tuning in. Queen, good to see you. Best, like always. And I'm about to go ahead and close out. So,
salute.
Good night.
All right.
Much love, family. Really, you know I'm gonna hit you up later on, baby. You know that.
Yes, sir.
You need to go to bed. Don't hit nobody up.
Mind your business.
All right, man. Anyways, thank you for tuning into Knowledge and Relationships, man. And we out.
Knowledge and relationships.